Alrighty, here we are. A new setup. Let's see how this goes. People seem to kind of like the format where they're like my full body in frame. We'll see if they'll settle for this in exchange for camera quality. And possibly cross-platforming. We'll see. Hey, welcome in everybody. We are doing a new background tonight, slightly new layout. Let me know what you think about it. And hopefully we will also be cross-streaming to the Deconstruction Junction YouTube, which would be cool. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you, Star. Hey there, Nathan. Welcome in. It is a Saturday night. Your name is Pistachio. Is that on purpose? You know Pistachio is my favorite Disney character. Joel reads Bible. Hello, welcome in. Always nice to meet fans. Izzy, welcome in. Tasha, welcome in. Lost Roamer, hello. Hi, Eddie. Paul together now. Excellent. Hi, welcome in. We're having a grand old time. Goatist with the mostest. Aw. Yeah, of course I said hi to you. Oh, it's always great to see you around, Joelle. Thank you for being here. Your support means the world. Hey there, Lower Infinity. Welcome in. Sun in a sundress. Hello. It is a slightly different topic, slightly different layout tonight. We'll see if people like it or hate it. It is supposed to be animated, but it didn't look correctly when it looped. So I'm going to put that on hold until I know that it will loop correctly, because it will drive me insane if it doesn't. Because one of my other backgrounds I thought looped correctly, and then it didn't. There was a seam, and it made me want to cry. So, kind of a fun thing happening. I can finally talk about this. I was on an episode of the 1% Club, the US version. It's a game show hosted by Joel McHale, and it is going to be airing on Fox Monday night. It's going to be on Hulu after that. But if you tune in to the 1% Club, you will see a familiar face. My face. This one, right here. With a little more makeup on it and my hair a lot redder, because it was fresh back then. Do I mean modern day atrocities, historical atrocities, or biblical atrocities? Honestly, all of them. I've been waiting to share about this, because the taping of the episode was in December, so it was months ago. And I have been really nervous. I got to see a clip of me that I'm pretty sure made the edit, and I think they took out something embarrassing that I said by accident, so I'm very thankful for that. Woo! Got a really funny screenshot. Oh, excellent. I'm sure there's many of those. Hi, Varric. I'm doing pretty well. It's been a nice day. I woke up, I worked on my taxes. Because I'm not doing them last minute. You are. What? No, you are. I recorded some voiceover stuff that I've been procrastinating on because my XLR cord messed up. So I had to get a new XLR cord to be able to do anything with my mic. That's fun. Okay, we have got a request for our guest. You get a $16 return. Hey, $16 is $16. Oh, they withdrew their request. Never mind. That was quick. How are y'all doing tonight? We having a good evening wherever you are? You're doing good. You're playing your first tabletop RPG later today. That's so exciting. Ugh, my D&D group my D&D group is kind of in a position where we're not playing as much right now. But hopefully we will get back on it. And it's not even like a scheduling thing. It's just some of our players are going through some shit and we don't want to put them through more shit. But I miss them a lot and I had a lot of fun playing. So hopefully we'll get back on it soon. But it's not necessarily something that I'm wanting to rush because I just enjoy their company. So even if we just got together and hung out, I'd be cool with that too. Do I think that believing in God or gods is an evolutionary trait for survival? No, I don't really see how that would increase one's odds of surviving to reproduce. Because when we're talking about like things that evolved, it's probably going to be like most likely going to be based off of what increases reproductive fitness or like the chances of reproducing. I don't see a specific situation where believing in God would help that. Jeremiah, you just found my content and you love it. Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you to say. Oh, thank you for the heart me's. I'm sorry they're like off the screen. More cautious and unity with another. More cautious. I'm not sure how believing in God would make you more cautious. If anything, it would make you believe that there's more than one life, so you'd be less cautious because you're like, I'll just go to heaven. And unity with one another? No, religion tends to cause divide when people don't have the same religious beliefs. Look at all the different denominations we have in Christianity. So I would disagree. I would disagree. Thank you for the follow, Jason. I appreciate that. We are I can't believe that already my next follow goal is 10K. That is words fail, you know. Thank you guys so much, seriously, for coming out and supporting me as I do all this. Oh, thank you for the heart me pokey. Good to see you. I never want my appreciation to go understated because thank you guys so much. Hey, engineer, welcome in. It's good to see you. Less than a week till our Truth Wanted episode. You sent the screenshot to the Discord. Oh, well, I gotta see. How silly do I look? Oh, I do look quite silly. I do look quite silly. And if you want to see how silly I look, join the Discord. Look at that. Kenobi, hello. Silly pictures and screenshots, sure. I do ask that people avoid putting my face through AI. Not something I love, generally. If you have already, I'm not gonna, like, come to your house and hit you in the head about it, but just avoid that if you would, please. Putting my face through AI things. I don't want the computers to have me. That's why I stream on TikTok. It's a lot more, it's a lot more secure. Make a jalapeno mac and cheese. Ooh, okay, that sounds tasty. I am not a jalapeno fan, but I am a mac and cheese fan. So I would pick all the jalapenos out, and I would enjoy that. But I do love me some mac and cheese. Maybe it's just the classic autism in me. Uh-oh. You need dinner? Any recommendations? Jalapeno mac and cheese. That one's right off the dome. Thought of that one all by myself. AI bad? Yeah, I try to avoid using AI when I can. If it didn't help with survival, how do they survive at all then? Well, not because of their belief in God. It would be because of things like forming civilizations, really. That's the thing that helped us the most, being social animals, because we have examples of like injuries that were healed, and that suggests that others of our species were able to like help us mend instead of just being left behind unalive. Amber, thank you so much. That is so sweet for you to say that you love my videos and what I do. Very, very kind of you. You're not a mac and cheese guy. I thought everyone was a mac and cheese person. Like a Christian, I'm going to assume everyone shares my worldview, and mac and cheese is good. Hey, what's up? Can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
I'm 23. He/him. And yeah.
What can I call you?
You can call me Gamer.
All right, Gamer. You Christian?
Yeah.
Well, why do Christians defend atrocities?
I think it's just a delusion thing, really. I think it's just too far gone to realize reality. So.
Yeah, I would agree that Christians are generally delusional and don't recognize reality.
Yeah,
As a
that's just what I
Christian,
think.
do you find yourself to be delusional and not recognizing reality?
Yeah,
You believe yourself to be delusional and not recognizing reality.
yeah, I'm believing a God in the sky. I think I am very delusional.
Why do you believe in it if you think it's a delusion?
Uh, well, you see, I'm kind of like about to just stop, we're doing a few lives today, and I'm just spending my last moments before I stop.
Before you stop believing in God?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, well, you've come to the right place. I myself am a deconstructed Christian as well. Um, so it's interesting that you come in here to talk about that, but you still described yourself as a Christian. Um, what other lives have you been in today?
Just a few. Why is God a bad person? Things like that, such and such.
Gotcha, gotcha. How long have you been a Christian? Were you raised Christian?
Yeah, raised.
Raised Christian, okay. Um, is there a time when you recall you started beginning to question your faith?
Uh, Probably like a few years ago.
A few years ago, okay. Um, let's see. I myself, I deconstructed around 17, having been raised in Christianity as well. And for me, one of the biggest things was just looking back on the things that I'd been taught as if they were absolutely true and realizing that there wasn't a ton of truth in it. Is that something that you're finding as you're kind of deconstructing your idea of God?
Yeah, just other things too, really.
Like what? What in particular?
Well, I would say, I've seen people pray over and over as they are in bad relationships, yet nothing does change. So I just feel that's just proof that there is nothing really there to change anything.
That's fair, yeah. I don't know, you may have already heard this today, but there have actually been scientific studies where they took groups of people and they prayed over some of them. They didn't pray over others. And in one specifically, they had a group that they told them they were praying for. They had a group that they didn't tell them, but they prayed for them, and a group that they didn't tell them they were praying for them and didn't pray for them. The ones who were being told they were prayed for had like a marginally better rate of recovery from, I think it was chronic heart disease specifically. The group that wasn't told had no difference between the ones that weren't told and weren't prayed for. So unless you like know that you're being prayed for, there's not really that much of a difference. And even when you do know, it's like I think it was like 2 or 3% difference. It was nothing like statistically significant. So yeah, I would say that that is a pretty good indication that like prayer doesn't work. Um, if anything, I would see tons of examples of people being like, "Oh, my prayers have been answered," and personally, like this may sound awful, but I would think, okay, so God had time to think about that, but not about starving children.
Yeah,
Like, oh, God made sure that like your daughter made the tennis team, but not that some kid didn't die of malnutrition, you know?
yeah, honestly, I really always questioned this since 10, honestly, but, my parents just made me believe it was all right, really.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good thing that you're reconsidering it, that you're thinking it through for yourself. Oh, thank you for saying you enjoy my content. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's nice to talk to you, but I'm not sure. It seems like we're mostly going to be in agreement. I'm happy to like talk you through any other questions that you might have, but if you're to the point where you're kind of thinking that God is a delusion, I don't know if there's anything we're necessarily going to disagree on.
Yeah, I'll just observe the live and learn some
Okay.
things.
Well, thank you for coming up. Appreciate you being here.
All right, you too. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Hello.
Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
My name is Angel. I am a female and I am 20 years old.
Okay, what pronouns should we use for you?
You can she, her. That's fine.
All right, so Angel, are you a Christian?
I am, yeah.
Why do Christians defend atrocities?
What atrocities specifically?
Any of them in the Bible, you can take your pick. I'd start with the flood for one.
Okay. So I think according to what I know, the reason for the flood was because of all the evil that was happening in the world, and there was a long period, I believe about 150 years, where Noah did go out and warn people that there was going to be a flood, but they chose not to change, and um, that was why the earth was flooded. And the Bible does say that God said that He regretted He created man because of all the bad things that were happening.
Well, God being able to regret is a whole other thing. But if there was a child who was born 2 years before the flood began, did they really have time to change their ways?
Fair enough. That's a good point, but again, God sees everything. I can't
Right, but
I
you're
wouldn't know what that.
right. Think of how many kids there are, though. Now you're saying that, well, God must know best, and that's why it was okay to drown all those children. But also think about all the other animals, because in the myth of Noah's Ark, only 2 to 7 of a type of animal is allowed onto the boat, so the rest are left to unalive. What did they do? I mean, they aren't evil, but do we just have free reign to just drown all of them?
Honestly, I don't have an answer for that.
It kind of seems like God did something kind of shitty. Drowning all those animals, drowning all those kids who weren't old enough to even know right from wrong, much less turn from their ways. And it seems kind of unlikely to me that Noah would be able to talk to every single person on Earth but while he was in the process of building the ark.
Well, the the idea is that there weren't as many people on Earth then as there are now.
Sure, but
So
again, what are the odds that, because he's busy building this ark, right? This massive ark as an amateur carpenter, essentially. Does he have time to go around to every single person?
maybe not every single person, no.
So that means some people might have been given more opportunity than others to turn from their ways, which also seems kind of unfair.
Potentially, yeah, I agree. I wouldn't say from that perspective, yeah, it's not the most fair.
So certain people didn't have as much of an opportunity to escape the flood. Children might have been victims of the flood despite not being part of the evil that God was describing, and all of the animals who had no say either way were victims of the flood. Would you still say that God did the right thing?
Well, I, I again, I'm not God. I'm not. I wasn't in his situation to see whatever he was seeing that he made the decisions that he made. So I can't give you a yes or right answer for that.
Right. I just like personally the things that I've described. Would you say, like, if anyone else but God did them, would you say that they were good?
Again, I don't think there's a yes or no answer. It depends
I
to
think
me.
there's a pretty obvious no. I would say drowning children and animals and not giving people a fair shot. I think those would all be pretty blatantly bad things.
Well, in concept, yes, that they would be bad things, yes.
In practice as well, if obviously I don't believe that the flood actually happened. There's so many reasons it wouldn't make sense scientifically, but in practice it would also be a pretty bad thing.
Essentially, yes, I do agree with that.
Yeah, so we can look at another atrocity, the slaying of the Amalekites, including the children. God specifically tells them to unalive the children and the infants and all of their animals as well.
I don't have full context on that, so I can't exactly.
Sure.
Um,
The
yeah.
Amalekites were a people group that attacked the Hebrews on their way out of
Hmm.
Egypt. So after they were freed from bondage in Egypt, they were attacked. 400 years later, God
Hmm.
decides that he wants revenge on them by having every single one of them wiped out: man, woman, children, infant, and cattle. So he commands the Israelites to go and unalive this entire people group, including the children. Um, Again, this is unaliving these people for something that their ancestors 400 years prior did. there's no circumstance in which it would be just.
I do understand your point there, yeah. Again, I'm not sure whether this is specifically what you're talking about, but I do know in the Bible there was a group of people that God told the Israelites to unalive or to have war with, and he did say people who choose to repent and choose to change their ways, that they should not be killed, and I do not believe that every single one of them were wiped out.
That was not the case for this one. God commanded all of them to be unalived, including children. If he was willing to let some people go, he wouldn't have said to unalive the children. That would be the first group of people that you would try to protect, right? If you're trying to say, like, let a specific number of people go, you would hopefully say the kids.
Okay, can you give me can you tell me where in the Bible that is said?
Yep.
So I can have a look at it.
Is it time for our nightly reading? So it's going to be in 1 Samuel 15. I'm going to be reading from the NRSVUE. Starting in verse 2, thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. Now go and attack Amalek and utterly destroy all they have. Do not spare them, but unalive, both man and woman, child and infant, oxen, sheep, camel, and donkey. So utterly destroy all that they have, do not spare them. Can't hear you if you are out of the app, by the way.
Sorry, my apologies. Sorry, could you just tell me the scripture again? Sorry.
Yeah, 1 Samuel 15, and I just read you verses 2 and 3.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find it myself.
Oh, B, good to see you're still hanging around. I'm glad you're not, like, butthurt over when I, like, kicked your ass in a debate or anything. Also, hello to everyone over on the Deconstruction Junction YouTube right now that is watching our stream. You're a tiny bit behind the TikTok, but it is good to see all of you guys. And I hope you're having a good evening. Oh. There you are. All right, I was watching the YouTube and I saw the window go out, but we're good now. How dare you have a tech issue? Angel, let me know when you've had a chance to read it.
I have read it.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
I do not have any comments on that.
That's fair. So that's 2 atrocities we've talked through. I would say another one, now this is much smaller scale, but moving along to 2 Samuel in chapter 12, God issues punishments that are completely unjust. So to punish David for committing adultery, raping Bathsheba, God issues a twofold punishment. The first part being that the child gets sick until it passes away. So it's sick for a week and then unalives. And also, he has 10 of David's concubines / wives, depending on which translation you read, raped by David's son in broad daylight in front of people. I would call this an atrocity.
Reading it now.
Sorry,
I'm just reading through it now.
Okay, so what I'm referring to now is going to be 2 Samuel 12. Basically starting up in verse 10. I can also read it out loud if you'd prefer that.
I mean, you can. I'm reading through it at the moment, but you can read it out loud if you'd like.
Yeah, sure, just so it's not like a super awkward, like long silence. So, starting in verse 10, now therefore the sword shall never depart from your house, for you have despised me, and you have taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. Thus says the Lord, I will raise up trouble against you from within your own house. And I will take your wives before your eyes and give them to your neighbor, and he shall lie with your wives in broad daylight. For you did it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel, and in broad daylight. David said to Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. Nathan said to David, now the Lord has put away your sin, you shall not unalive. Nevertheless, because by this deed you have utterly scorned the Lord, the child born to you shall unalive. Then Nathan went to his house. Next it says, the Lord struck the child whom Uriah's wife bore to David, and it became very ill. There's a few verses about him like pleading with God to protect it or to spare it. Verse 18, on the 7th day, so the 7th day of being sick, the child unalived. So that's the first part of the punishment that plays out. That is where David's baby is struck with sickness for a week and then perishes because of something that its father did, which is just not just whatsoever. But we have later in chapter 16, it describes how David's son Absalom rapes 10 of David's wives in broad daylight. So in chapter 16, starting in verse 20, it says that Absalom said to Ahithophel, give us your counsel, what shall we do? Ahithophel said to Absalom, go into, grape, your father's concubines, the ones he has left to look after the house. A little context, Absalom had essentially staged a coup and overthrown David at this point. He had gained popular support. David left behind 10 concubines to look after the palace when he fled from the palace. So it says, go into your father's concubines, the ones he has left to look after the house, and all Israel will hear that you have made yourself odious to your father, and the hands of all who are with you will be strengthened. So they pitched a tent for Absalom upon the roof, and Absalom went into his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel. So essentially, it's because I'm going to go back a little bit to provide something, a word I hear a lot from Christians, some context. So at this time, women didn't really have agency in the eyes of society. So this was considered a property crime against David. This isn't looking at those concubines as like independent agents. This is looking at them as the property of David. So since David violated the property of Uriah, the punishment was to have his property violated by a son. So it's gross on multiple levels, not just that these women were raped for something they couldn't help, but also that they're not even seen as people. They're seen as a tool to punish David.
Again, I have no comment on that.
Okay. Do any of these kind of give you pause to stop and think about, like, hey, maybe some of the things in the Bible aren't as great as you thought?
Well, I do think there are quite a few things in the Bible that aren't the most amazing. So yeah, I agree. It
And
is
I
something
do
that
want to point
will.
out that all the things that I've read to you have either been commanded by or carried out by the God of the Bible himself. So this can't just be hand waved away as like man doing something bad. This is something that God either does or commands or takes credit for. Um, and I know a lot of people like to say, "Oh, well, this is all in the Old Testament, and we're under a new covenant now, so it's completely different." But I don't think that that really works if you're trying to say that it's the same God, um, because if God is a perfectly good being, he would have to be morally consistent. So that would mean that whatever he found to be good at one point in time must be what he finds good always.
I agree with you, and that's something I will do some more research on my part because I don't have a specific answer for that. But
Okay. I do encourage you to not just look at religious sources for that research, because they will often try to come up with excuses that aren't super, they're not adequate. They will come up with reasons where they can twist the meaning of words, so that they don't mean something. Like, I've had people say, "Oh, well, the wives weren't, like, God didn't technically say that the wives were going to be raped specifically, even though God would have known that this would have happened to them no matter what, and they didn't have any choice in the matter," which by definition is always going to be rape. So they'll try to like twist these definitions, and that's how they end up defending atrocities, because I know as a Christian it's very, very scary to consider the prospect of being wrong. And it's also scary to start to doubt God because you feel like he can sense that doubt within you. That's a scary place to be, because I've been there. That was one of the scariest parts for me about deconstructing, was feeling like I was doubting God to his face. But one of the most comforting parts for me was when I finally felt like I was alone in my own head again. So if you have doubts, that's okay. Um, if God is the truth, then seeking the truth will not threaten your relationship with him.
I agree with that actually, and I think that is something that I don't think is. I hear a lot of Christians say, "Don't ask questions, just and I think that's something that isn't right because if God is a loving God, which He is, I don't think He is angry or upset. I don't think He would be angry or upset at somebody for having doubts, and so I agree with your point there.
I would say, though, the behaviors that I just read out to you, are those behaviors of a loving God?
I can't give you a specific answer for that. I haven't really looked into those stories, but from what I can see, you do have a point. But I know you said you talked about this, but I think when we see the New Testament, um, for example, we see Christ, who is meant to be God in human form, in the New Testament. And for example, in the Old Testament, the law was that when women committed adultery, they were supposed to be stoned. But in the New Testament, when there was a woman who was found committing adultery and they wanted to stone her, and I'm sure you know what Jesus' reaction to that was. So,
Well, actually, we don't know what Jesus' reaction to that was. That specific passage was added to the text hundreds of years after it would have occurred. Um, we don't have that story in any manuscripts before, I believe, 500 AD. It seems very, very likely that that specific part of John was added to the Bible later.
I would have to see evidence for that.
That's fair. Let me... Guest is super quiet. I have cranked up guest volume. Let's see if I can do it more. Well, this says 3rd century, so it's kind of wrong, but from the book To Cast the First Stone, The Transmission of the Gospel Story, by Jennifer Nusiel and Tommy Wasserman. I'm totally reading those names wrong, so sorry, I just made a wass of myself. It says, the story of the woman taken in adultery features a dramatic confrontation between Jesus and the Pharisees over whether the adulteress should be stoned as the law commands. In response, Jesus famously states, let him who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her. To Cast the First Stone traces the history of this provocative story from its first appearance to its enduring presence today. Likely added to the Gospel of John in the 3rd century, the passage is often held up by modern critics as an example of textual corruption by early Christian scribes and editors. Yet a judgment of corruption obscures the warm embrace the story actually received.
Okay. Again, I mean, for me personally, that's not enough evidence to prove that, but I can see where you, I can understand where you're coming from, though. But one thing I will say, the whole story of, like, the main story of the Bible, that God came down as a man and he came to die on the cross for us. If, like you say, God isn't a loving God, I don't quite understand why he would do that.
If God is a loving God, I don't understand why he would have to do that rather than just forgiving our sins.
Yeah, but if God is a just God, then he can't just...
It is impossible to be both all just and all merciful. Do you think that an all good God would be all just or all merciful?
But you can't be good if you're not just.
Is that so? According to what standard?
Yeah. Well, for example, according to the law, for example, there's people who have committed crimes.
But who gets to decide the law? Like, in the context of Christianity, who gets to decide the law? Who gets to decide what is good?
God gets to decide what is good.
So if God says that to be all merciful is good, and you don't have to be all just to be good, then that would be the truth. If he is all powerful, he gets to make the rules. So he specifically set up the rules so that it would require that sacrifice, rather than setting up the rules in a way where he can just forgive us.
I don't quite understand your point, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. So if he is all powerful, that means he can do anything conceivable or inconceivable. So he could have set up the rules, the law, so that Jesus' sacrifice wasn't necessary, because he could have just said, oh, well, you don't have to be all just to be all good. So that would favor being all merciful. So then God could have just been all merciful. Or he could have decided that the punishment that you receive for your sins is something much less severe than, damnation or unaliving. And that way we could have had judgment still carried out upon us, but in a way that's like much less severe than damnation or eternal separation.
Okay, but so if let's use the example of murder, for example. What punishment would be suitable for that?
Well, let me ask you this: are you familiar with Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes, I am.
Are you familiar with the fact that he converted to Christianity before he passed?
I've heard of it. Yes.
If he genuinely converted and accepted Jesus into his heart, do you think that he's going to go to heaven?
If he genuinely did, according to the Bible, yes, he would.
So what punishment is he receiving from God for unaliving and doing all the horrible things that he did that I can't even mention to those people?
Well, the idea of salvation is that you are the person that you were before. You are no longer that person. Does that make sense? And the person that you are now.
Not really, if you're saying that we still have to face judgment. Like, if it's still necessary for there to be judgment, in this case, you would say the judgment is taken on by Jesus rather than us. But if it is still necessary for there to be judgment to be a sacrifice, then there's still judgment occurring. So
Yeah.
why would Dahmer not have to face punishment from God for what he did if you're saying that a person must be punished for justice to be served?
Well, again, the idea is that how do I explain? The idea is that when Christ died, we died in him, and when he rose again, we rose again in him, and that's where the whole concept of becoming.
I understand the concept. I'm sorry, but again, what I'm questioning is you're saying that there has to be justice. If God is not punishing people for the things that they do, then there's not really justice. If he's punishing Jesus instead through Jesus' sacrifice, how is that just? Is it ever just to punish someone else for someone's wrongdoings?
But again, Jesus is God, so
I understand. Is it ever just to punish somebody else for someone's wrongdoings?
In practice, I would say no.
In that case, it's not justice for Jesus to die on the cross for our sins.
But again, like you said, God makes the rules, and it is his choice, and he chose to die on the cross.
But he didn't have to. He could have done it another way. So he specifically set things up for this to happen. He could have set it up where that sacrifice wasn't necessary. He could have set it up again where the punishment that people receive is like far less severe than eternal damnation, or I mean, some people just believe in hell as a separation from God, whichever one of those. No matter what, it didn't have to be that way.
Okay, but like I just want to point out something you said there when you were talking about hell being a separation from God. So, and hell is the ultimate punishment. But my question is, if you don't like, I would assume from your perspective, I presume you don't believe that God exists, if I'm correct.
Correct. I don't. Yeah. I don't super want to move from the point we were talking about, so if you do think that you're done with that line of discussion, I might just move ahead to the next person I have in queue.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, thank you for coming up, Angel. I ask/encourage that you look into some of the things that we talked about. Come back anytime if you want to have another chat.
Yeah, I will do. Thank you.
Yep, have a good one. All right, quick check-in. Hey, chat, how we doing? It is good to see all of your lovely profile pictures. Especially Rat Soup. It's good to see you. I don't know, not your profile picture. It's just good to see you. Hi. Meeks, hey! I saw you come in here while I was in that conversation. I saw Mezzo in here while you're having that conversation. Crystal, hi, I see you lurking. And hello to YouTube. Oh, you love my bangs. Thank you. They need to be trimmed. Ugh. Yeah, I will do something. Let me... I will change up my background a little bit. See what I can do. What do we have that I can add? I got assets out the wazoo. What do we have here? I am on tomorrow for Ram's Ass. I saw that you had messaged me. Yeah, you're definitely welcome to stop by if you'd like to stop by during Ram's Ass. Sorry, I'm trying to swap out with something so that you guys can read. People are saying that it's tough to read chat on the background, so I'm going to try to swap it out real quick. Ram's Ass, for those who don't know, it is my Sunday show. It is robotgoat's absolutely maniacal substitute for Atheist Sunday School, which is a show that I stole from my friend Mezzo and I'm not giving back. Okay, we are gonna... Nope, that is not the one I wanted to add. We are going to choose a different one, I think. I love how I never save or label things. That's a great thing that I do. I just trust that they're going to end up in the right place, and I do nothing to ensure that. Is it here? We will see, won't we? Video files? Nope, that's not it. Great. I am incredibly organized. We're gonna just... Okay, we're gonna add this down here. Right there. Better? Can we see better now? Yeah, I know. I had to do a little bit of a tech live for just a second. Won't be too long, don't worry. I'm not like somebody else. Ram's Ass featuring Mezzo tomorrow. Oh! I'll be on for a Ram's Ass featuring Mezzo. Alright, it looks good? Good. Joel, how does it feel being the second most famous Joel that I've met? Alright. Next up, we've got... Oh, I think I've talked to this person before. It's gonna be a short conversation. Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
My name is Andy. I am 18.
Okay, and what pronouns should we use for you, Andy?
He and him.
All right, you a Christian?
Yes, ma'am.
Why do Christians defend atrocities?
There is no atrocities for God.
No atrocities for God. So, do you think that genocide is an atrocity?
Yes, ma'am.
God commits genocide.
Wrong.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
What would you call the flood?
It'll be a judgment against the sinners.
Oh, that's a really nice way of saying, like, unaliving everybody except for 8 people and all the animals.
They're the most righteous.
Yeah, so that doesn't make it not a genocide?
Nope.
That just means that you're...
No.
That just means you give 8 exceptions to the genocide. Not great.
No, ma'am. It's not just 8 exceptions.
Little thing. I do use they, them pronouns. Prefer you not call me ma'am.
I'm sorry.
No worries. Yeah, so just saying, oh, well, they were righteous, that does not make it not a genocide. And even saying that it's a judgment does not make it not a genocide.
I'll say it's not genocide because it wasn't because of a ethnical or racial judgment. It was based on their sins.
It was based on their sins. So were there babies that were unalived in the flood?
Yes, ma'am.
What sins did they commit?
They did not commit any sins, but they.
Okay, so it wasn't because of their sins. Cool.
No, ma'am. Let me finish. Since God is all-knowing and He's seen the generations of up until Noah being sinful, He had to take them out so the cycle of sin does not complete.
The cycle of... Okay, so it's sometimes just to punish people for things they haven't done yet?
Well, He's all-knowing, so He will know that since they're in these communities,
But
they will go.
hold on. Foreknowledge is not the same as actualization. Is it ever just to punish someone for something they haven't done yet?
Ma'am, I am explaining why this is just.
No, you're actually not. You're saying because he would have had foreknowledge of their sins. Do you agree that foreknowledge is different than actualization? Because if not, then
ma'am.
There's no free will.
No,
hey,
I've
asked you. Don't keep calling me ma'am, okay?
I said that he has full knowledge that they will grow into sin.
Right. Do you think that foreknowledge is the same as actualization?
No.
Good. So they hadn't actually committed the sins yet. So
but
is
he
it
knows
ever
that
just...
they were brought up to be sinful.
Andy, but they haven't done it yet, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it... You get one more try on that, okay? Is it ever just to punish someone for something they haven't done yet?
No.
So it is not just to punish the babies for sins they have not yet committed.
The thing is, it wasn't necessarily to punish the babies for their sins, but it was to stop the cycle of evil.
And there's no other way that God could have possibly stopped the cycle of evil? Because isn't he all-powerful?
Yes, ma'am. There was no other way since...
You said it again. I'm just not putting up with that. Glad you waited for so long to fuck it up because you're not willing to respect the very basic things that I ask you. Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
Yes. So my name is Frank, age 33, pronoun male. Oh, yeah.
So that wouldn't be a pronoun. If chat were going to refer to you, would they maybe say he?
Yeah, you just call me he, though.
All right, Frank, you a Christian?
Because of that. Yeah, I'm a Christian.
All right. So why do Christians defend atrocities?
I will definitely keep that mindset from my previous brother about.
Oh, that's not great.
Yeah, God. No, it's alright. I've got more to add in it because the conversation has not stopped, ended it like that. But yeah, I would say that God cannot commit atrocity like that, but He can judge evil, basically.
Okay.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, do you believe like God has the right to judge evil?
Well, I don't think God exists, so I would say
Okay.
no. I
I
don't
say
think he
if
has the right
there's a
to
God,
do
if there's a God,
anything.
if there's a God,
Does he have a right to judge evil? I would still say no.
okay. So how is He gonna punish evil?
Why would he need to?
Because of the algorithm of free will. There's always somebody who's gonna choose wrong.
Okay,
That's
and
just how it is.
why does that fall upon God to punish anyone?
Because He's the creator. He creates His creation.
Why does that
And
necessitate him punishing anyone?
because actions got consequences.
Okay, so consequences would be different from punishment. So why specifically would God have to punish people for wrongdoing?
Because wrong is wrong.
Okay, that
Because
doesn't answer my question. I've acknowledged it being wrongdoing.
yes,
Why does God have to punish people for wrongdoing?
Because if God doesn't punish his creation that he created for wrongdoing, for choosing wrong, what else will do?
Wouldn't there be natural consequences?
Oh, you're talking about the short period of existence in this universe. Okay, I now understand your mindset. That's fine.
A short period of existence. I mean, that's the only period of existence that we got, so it's pretty long
Oh,
to us, right? But let
yeah.
me ask ya, Frank, do you
Yes.
think that hell is a just punishment?
Uh, I believe hell is a just punishment. So sorry, let me just. It's very complicated when it comes to religion.
Kind of
Hell,
not. Is it a
really is
just
not.
punishment?
Yeah, it's just when you stand
Okay.
in God's shoes, it's just.
Is hell eternal?
Yes, because of God's shoes. Yeah, literally because you
Okay,
stand
so because
in.
of God's
Yeah.
Reeboks, then we
Yes.
can just torture everyone forever. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't put
good.
don't look in man's image. That's what I'm saying. In man's eyes, because God is Himself an eternal. That's why everything seems to be eternal. Yeah. That's what.
Yeah. But our lives are not eternal, right?
Yes, but our soul
Would you
are.
agree? Hey, Andy, stop requesting up. I've already declined your request and I kicked you off for a reason. Can you like respect consent here? I know Christian men have some problems with that. But I'm trying to not block people just for fun. So if you could just like not keep requesting up when I've already told you no, I'd appreciate that very much. And I will continue to shame you if you do. Yeah, so our lives are not infinite. So would you agree that there's only a finite number of actions that we can take during our
Of
lives?
course,
And
definitely.
of that finite number of actions, only some of them would be sins, right?
Some of them will be what? Sorry.
Only some would be sins. Not everything we do is a sin, correct?
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, of course.
So the number of sins we commit is finite.
Yes.
But hell is eternal?
Yes.
How is eternal punishment just for a finite number of crimes?
All right, because your soul is eternal and your soul is part of you committing those
Not
actions.
what I asked.
Yeah, I'm trying to lead that
Andy,
to that.
you are getting blocked now because you continue to disrespect consent. So you are not going to be welcome back on my stream ever again. And I just want everyone to know that this Christian man here is incapable of understanding consent.
Yes.
Bye, Andy. Yeah, so Frank,
Yeah. I
it's a
do understand
finite
your
number of
point.
crimes.
Yes, darling.
Why infinite punishment?
Okay. Infinite punishment, that sounds it's never been that sounds so
You agreed that it was.
unfair. Yeah, but it's not
I agree it sounds unfair because it
wait.
would be, but you agreed that that's what it was.
Yes. All I'm
Yeah.
saying is that it's not, like you said, it's not eternal punishment, but is eternal separation. And because you're separate now, God is live.
Okay, so you're changing it now to say that it's not a punishment, it's just separation?
No, after the punishment. After the punishment is the judge of the
If
flesh.
if the punishment is eternal, there is no after the punishment.
No, that's what I was trying to say. I literally say the punishment is not it's not eternal. I literally just say that. That's what I'm saying. Let me clarify my point. There's a punishment on the flesh, and then the soul has the separation, the eternal separation. That's what I'm trying to say.
So a punishment upon the flesh. So we are still in our physical bodies in hell? That doesn't make any sense.
The judgment is happening on earth.
Okay, so there is no punishment in hell?
The atrocity you're talking about is the judgment of God on the evil.
You keep flip-flopping on your perspective. Is hell a punishment?
Yes, hell is the separation. It's not a punishment. It's a separation from God. No.
I ask, is hell a punishment? You say, yes, it's not a punishment. That's... Do you see why we're having troubles here?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. To be honest,
Yeah.
like, there's no point to be tactical with word. Yeah, it's a punishment. You're right.
Okay, it is a punishment. Gotcha.
Yes.
So, a state that is a punishment that lasts forever is never
Yes.
going to be just for a finite number of crimes.
Okay. What I was saying earlier is the finite numbers of crime. It's not really about the numbers of crime, because the numbers of crime can never be eternal. Whatever, like you said,
Right.
is limited. You're right. One amount of sin is already enough to be separated from God eternally, because there's no sin within Him. Do you understand what I mean? So because your soul is
I understand
eternal,
what you mean, but I think it's insane. Let
an
me
eternal being that is committing the sin.
ask
That's
you
what I'm
this.
trying
Is
to
it
do, yeah.
possible for someone to live without sin?
Yes, Jesus did it.
Is it possible for someone who is not God to live without sin?
Yeah, it's possible, but we all fell short in the glory. Yeah, we all fell short to the glory
Well,
of God.
if none of us can do it, that sounds like it's not possible.
It's hard because the thing is, the sin is actually a way to show love. You get what I mean? So
What?
there's different love. The only
Sin is a way to show love?
No. Wait, please.
Did I mishear you?
No, what I'm saying is that the less you commit sins, I'm talking about sin himself. I'm not talking about committing sin is the way to show love. I'm saying like sin, without sin, God would not know who loves him or not. So there's a level of love. And then Jesus had the ultimate love. That's why he didn't commit no sins. But obviously, if your love from God is ultimate as well, you can live without sin, basically, yeah.
Do you stop sinning once you love God?
You start learning or practicing your love or improve your love, just like in a relationship.
That's not what I asked,
slowly.
though. Do you stop sinning?
You're not stopping sinning because you don't have the ultimate love yet. You start
But
improving.
so that
Literally,
shows
that's
that
what I'm
God can't
saying.
really determine who loves him based on whether or not they're sinning, because those who love God still sin.
No,
You just said they did. You can't keep backtracking on things immediately after saying them.
because you ask one question after another after another. It's not easy to answer a spiritual questions like that. When this is what I'm going to say about sinning. This is what I'm going to say about sinning. Once you've been forgiven, and your sins have been cleared, now you understand the love of God. Now you have fellowship with God to improve his love. And your sin now, of course, you have some sin that you don't know because you're still learning. So you can commit sins without knowing, and then the next day you realize what you did is not good. The Holy Spirit guides you, and you improve until you don't sin no more.
Okay, so you said, I want to bring it back to something you said earlier. You said it's not the number of sin, because even one sin is enough. So if a child commits one sin and then passes away, will it go to hell?
No, because knowledge as well. Remember, God
But
said we'll be judged by the knowledge.
You said one sin is enough. That child committed one
Yes.
sin.
Yes, but because the child doesn't know what he's doing, so therefore it's not a sin. You need to know your actions. Knowledge.
Well, yeah, if
sin
they
is
didn't know, then
knowledge.
it wouldn't be a sin. I'm saying that the
Yes.
child committed a sin, so they would have to know that what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah, if they're first of all, I want you to ask you one thing. What is the question? What is your definition of death according to the Bible? Because you're talking to Christian. According to the Bible, what's the definition of death?
I don't think that's relevant to the conversation we're having, because
Okay,
you're
then
talking about
it's
difference in
sorry, you're right.
physical and spiritual death. I think it's pretty clear that I meant a physical death. I don't really want to
Yeah.
pivot into the meaning of death.
Yes.
So if a child commits a single sin on earth and then dies, is that child going to go to hell? If it's not a Christian.
Yes, definitely
Okay.
according to.
If Jeffrey Dahmer decides to convert last second and accept Jesus as his savior, does he go to heaven?
Okay. Yes, if it's pure, and no, if it's not. Remember, many will call my name, but I never knew you. That's what Jesus said.
Right,
It's not
but what you're saying
because-
is that a man who killed and ate people can get into heaven, but a child who might have lied to their parents one time wouldn't.
Yeah, that's now where you have an intermediate, which is Jesus. That's a good question about justice and mercy. You were saying earlier that a full justice cannot be applicable where there's full mercy.
And
And
full
then
mercy
unfortunately,
would be the sign
yeah,
of an
that's true.
all-loving
And that's
God.
true. But Christianity is the only religion where mercy and justice is actually aligned perfectly.
No, that's not
Okay, I
true.
can give you an analogy.
It is logically contradictory to be both fully just and fully merciful, because justice would be
Exactly. And I only
people
find
getting what they deserve. Mercy would
yes.
be that you don't receive punishment even when you deserve it.
Okay, this is the reason why I'm saying that is because you committed sins, you commit something against the law, and instead of the judge punishing you, the judge at that instant pay, because it's the judge, only the judge can pay for your sin and ask, and then he actually do the work for you.
Yeah,
At the
that would not
meantime,
be
you have to sign the
justice. That would
contract.
be mercy.
Wait, at the same time, you have to sign the contract to say that, okay, listen, yeah, this is what I'm going to do now to pay you back. So
Yeah,
in the
that's not
contract,
justice, that's mercy.
no, the justice is the judge is actually working the ground for you. He's actually doing, so if you
That's
stole a
not
bike,
justice.
yeah, that's justice.
No, that's mercy. If the person does not receive punishment that they are due, that is not
Yeah.
justice. That is mercy.
But the justice is applicable because the person that had his bike stolen still have his bike back. So therefore, there's a justice there is applicable.
That's not what justice would mean. Again, justice would mean that punishment is given to those who deserve it.
Punishment is given to those who deserve it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You
I get
cannot
what
have
you're
it where
saying.
both punishment is given to those who deserve it
Okay.
and no punishment is given to anyone. You can't
All
have
right.
that.
You're probably right. You're probably right. This is what you say doesn't make sense because obviously you just have to bring the contract example. Anyway, if, like you said, same example, I stole your bike and then you punish me to do some work and do some charity job, whatever, or be in prison for 10 days. Is that justice for you? And the person that you stole the bike never received his bike back or his money back. How is that justice for that person? So it's all about the perspective of who's looking. So for me, justice is whatever crime you're doing, you're done can be recovered.
Yeah, I
That's
think you just have
justice.
a warped sense of justice.
A warped sense of justice. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But obviously, if I get something stolen from me and I'm not getting that back, that's not justice. Regardless of what happened to that person, that's not justice to me.
Yeah, and I would say that Jesus being crucified so that Jeffrey Dahmer's victims don't get justice would not be justice.
Oh, by the way, the victim would definitely get justice.
How so, if Jeffrey Dahmer goes to heaven?
Because the punishment of Jeffrey Dahmer has already been, applicable on Jesus.
Then
It's been
that's
transferred
not
on Jesus.
justice because Jesus isn't the one who killed and ate those people.
Yeah, because remember, because of the changing of heart, repent. So now it's different. So the old heart, the old person,
Frank,
is being put
I need you to
into
imagine
Jesus.
imagine the family of one of the victims of Jeffrey Dahmer is in a courtroom, and the judge
Because
says,
we're
"Hold
not
on,"
God, though.
and the judge says, "Hey, we want to make sure that you get justice, so we're gonna let Jeffrey Dahmer go free, and instead we're gonna kill this random guy." Is that justice?
No random guy, the judge. Only the judge got killed. The judge is the judge that decided to
That
kill
would
himself.
also not be justice because the judge did not commit the crime. That is not justice.
And also because
it's so frustrating going in this circle with you because you obviously just don't understand what justice is.
All right. I'll close my mouth. Ask me a question again. Let's start from zero. My bad.
Okay, so if Jeffrey Dahmer's victims, like their family, was in a courtroom, and I'll even go with your analogy. If the judge says, "Hey, instead of punishing Dahmer, we want to make sure that you guys have justice, so I'm gonna have the bailiff pew me in the head."
Okay.
Is that justice for that family?
That's not justice. The reason why the analogy is definitely a bit wrong, don't get me wrong, you're right. It's a bit wrong because, unfortunately, the judge don't have the ability to see if that person has a change of heart, so that his whole self cannot be put into.
That's not the part that makes it unjust. It's the fact that the perpetrator, is not held accountable. That is where it is not justice. The perpetrator is not held accountable.
I agree with you. But if
so
God
it's not
can
just.
Yeah, it's not just according to your perspective. It's not just.
According
I
to
understand.
logic, according to human perspective and understanding, that would not be justice.
According to God, according to the wage of sins is death, is justice
Which
on sin.
he decided that the
Yeah, that's
wages
what I'm
of
saying.
sin had
Like,
to be
it's
death.
justice there, but your perspective of human, understanding and the laws in courts and stuff like that, of course, it's not going to be just. But
So would you say that based on human understanding, Jesus dying on the cross for our sins is not just?
it's 100% just.
We've spent almost 20 minutes walking you through why it's not, and you
I,
essentially
no,
just
I, I've,
agreed and said it's not just to us, but it's just to God.
according to that judge, according to the court analogy, I say it's not just.
According to human understanding.
Yes, it's just. That's what I'm trying to say. Not
Okay.
that cold one. It's two different things that you asked.
I would do a kick poll, but I already know what everyone is going to say, so have a good evening. Ooh, those ones are frustrating where they just refuse to think critically. Anyway. Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
Oh, hi. My name is Sammy, and I'm 18, and I'm he. Yeah.
All right, Sammy. What's your religion or lack thereof?
My religion is I'm Christian.
Okay, why do Christians defend atrocities?
Well, about that, because I did hear you say like the Bible commands like genocide in Samuel something. I forgot what you said.
Yeah, it's in 1 Samuel.
Yeah. Well,
well, there's many more times than that, but that's the specific one where they say, make sure you get the babies too.
Right. But have you heard it's a thing called it's like a theory, like an interpretation that says like it's like an ancient Near Eastern hyperbole.
Can you say
For example,
that word?
for example.
Yeah, no, I just want to hear you say that phrase one more time.
Ancient Near Eastern hyperbole.
What's the last one? The last word?
Hyperbole.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Just want to make sure we all heard that one.
Sorry.
Yeah, so even if it was, it's saying that God commanded that, right?
No, it like think about it like a literary device, like a metaphor, for example.
But that's not how it's portrayed in the Bible. The Bible shows it as a direct quote from God.
Well, yeah. Well, again, remember, like when the Bible says like God said this, it's people telling you God said this. So it's people relaying it in a literary device at that at that time.
So
but it's not what God really said.
When do you get to decide it is what God said and it is not what God said when they claim that it is the words of God? When do you just decide, oh yeah, God actually said that? Or no, I don't think God actually said that. Do you just like get to choose which ones you think are like good enough to actually be the words of God?
Well, I mean, like for me, right? I don't believe like God speaks in the Bible. I think it's that like people people. Well, sometimes maybe, but like I think like people in the Bible, like it's hard to explain, but like they write in. I don't know, like I think God, like he doesn't speak most of the time. He just guides them to the right direction, but doesn't speak like every time. But my point is like again, my point is it's just hyperbole. Like if you look at during that time, like a lot of people spoke in that same way, but they didn't really mean it.
Yeah, again, my question that I asked you before still stands. How do you decide what was actually like a command given by God or not?
What do you mean? Oh, okay. Well,
if the Bible says because you said that you believe sometimes God speaks in the Bible, how do you get to decide when it is actually God speaking and when it's not?
Well, you're right. No, like I can't objectively know that, but that's just what I assume.
Yeah, I'm asking you, how do you determine that? Because you say that you think in this instance he's not, but you say that you think there are instances where he is. So how do you determine the difference between those?
Well, I can't. But like even if he did, like he would have said it in a way that is like in a way that they understand that he doesn't really mean like genocide, like go do it actually.
What you just said made no sense. Can you
Okay,
rephrase
listen.
that?
Okay. Well, it's just like, given like the amount of evidence, like given that I think it's a hyperbole, I don't think that's what God literally said. I just think it's just a literary device they just employed.
Right, yeah, you've said that. But again, what I'm trying to ask is, like, if you don't have a means for determining when it's actually God speaking and when it's not, then how do you determine what in the Bible you should believe as the actual word of God and what's not? Because it'd be pretty damning if some of the things that are attributed as quotes to God are in fact quotes from God. So how do you determine which is which?
Well, I mean, like, like I said, I can't determine that. But I think it's not really important because
It's
like
very important.
not really. No. Because
If you
I
don't
think
know
like
what your God actually supposedly said, ooh, I've got 2 people with Bible in their names, but which do I choose? Which do I choose? 1 or 2, Sammy.
2.
The first thing I want to say is it's pronounced hyperbole. So it's like ole, but
Yeah, it's a
the word
celebration at the end.
it's hyperbole.
Right.
It's just for future reference, but I think we can tell whether or not it's hyperbole or not, and that is by reading the whole chapter. Because later on in the chapter, what happens is Saul doesn't kill everything. He actually keeps some of the goats and donkeys or something like that.
Naughty, but I'm glad he spared the goats.
He just took off his Velcro shoes, and the king Agag, right? And yeah, exactly. And
That's
Samuel
how his name
goes,
is pronounced, actually.
It was anyway. So Samuel comes to him and he goes, "Hey, God's mad at you now because you didn't do exactly what he said before, and you actually kept some of the animals and the king. You were supposed to kill everyone. Remember, he said to kill everyone, including the kids. You kept some donkeys alive. So that's a big mistake. So anyway, that's how we know it's not hyperbole."
Well, okay, but like, I don't think like that's how we know it. I think we know it because, like, for example, okay, 1 Samuel 15 verse 33, it says like
I've heard
that,
of it.
like, huh?
I said I've heard of it.
He read Bible.
Yeah, right. Okay, but if everybody died, then like how is like Agag's mother maybe childless?
How is what?
Like it says, it's like in 1 Samuel 15 verse 33, Samuel speaks to Agag. He says, he tells him, "As your sword has
I
made
think
woman
you said the
childless."
king's name wrong.
Okay, like
That's it.
so, like, again in 1 Samuel 15 verse 33, like Samuel speaks to Agag, and he tells him, "Your sword has made woman childless, so shall your mother be childless." If everybody died, then how is Agag's mother childless? Like, I don't
Well, it's
understand.
because he's going to kill the king, right? So
Right,
he's
but, like-
saying no longer will. Well, the mom. Yeah, you're saying like the mom's not dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you if he's a king, the mom likely is dead. I think
Wait,
that would be. I think that even if the mom's dead, they could still say that because in
Or
that case, he's
she might
probably
have-
using
a lot of
hyperbole. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I was just gonna say, there's a good chance that like she wasn't actually a part of that people group, that she was married into it forcibly.
Yeah,
What?
and
No.
and this could have been like a city of the Amalekites, and they could have like another city somewhere, But the idea is that they go there and they kill all the kids.
But again, no, like I said, that does not happen. It's just hyperbole. But okay, let me give you an example. Okay, like further into the chapter, like David fights the Amalekites. If everybody died, then how can David fight the Amalekites?
Two options: one, there's more than one Amalekite city. Two, the Bible is not like linear. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay. But let me ask you this question. This is like where it really does fall apart. The hyperbole problem falls apart. Why would could God get mad at Saul for not killing everyone the way he asked if he wasn't asking him to kill everyone?
Again, I don't think like I said, when they say God speaks, I think they're just like they're saying
I
God
asked a
said this.
specific question. I don't need you to reassert your claim. I need you to like realize that the narrative is Saul is getting in trouble because he didn't kill the donkeys and the king. He was supposed to kill everyone. That's what God told him to do. So how could the narrative be coherent if God was using hyperbole and didn't expect him to kill everyone?
Again, like I said, it's just like a literary device. It's like a metaphor. It's just a literary device.
What's my question?
Your question was like, how can God be angry at Samuel if God commanded him to kill everybody?
Saul. So why is God angry at Saul later in the chapter?
Because he didn't kill certain people.
Everyone. He didn't kill
Not
the
everyone.
donkeys.
It's just, again,
He
it's
didn't
hyperbole.
kill the donkeys and he didn't kill the king. So what did God expect him to do?
To do just that.
Kill the donkeys and kill the king. Why would he expect him to do that?
What do you mean? Because he told him to.
He told them to do what?
To kill the kid. To kill like the Agag and like.
No, he didn't say kill Agag. He didn't say that specifically.
Joel,
but he
you
did.
said it wrong.
Sorry, he did say to kill the donkeys, but I think would be part of the literally everything else.
No, listen. I understand what you're saying, but like my point is, like, listen. When God says like go kill all of them, it's people that is writing it are saying what God said. Again, my position is that's just a literary device.
Oh, you don't believe the story's true?
No, no. I believe like again, literary device and true is two different things.
Dude, you're just asserting your claim again. So let me just be very clear here. So do you believe that the narrative of the Bible is true?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So in this narrative, Samuel says to Saul, I am the messenger of God. We can read it to get it word for word, but I am the messenger of God. God says to you, go and kill all the Amalekites. Do you believe that much happened?
No.
So you don't believe that Samuel spoke to Saul or that God spoke to Samuel and then Samuel told Saul what he said?
Well, no, I don't believe that. Like it was told that kill everybody. No.
No, I'm saying that so that didn't happen. God didn't speak to Samuel, and Samuel didn't speak to Saul. What part of it's fake?
That none of them are fake. What's fake is that like God told him to kill everybody.
So Samuel lied to Saul.
It's not lying again. Wait, hold on. Is a metaphor lying?
Hold on.
Listen to me.
No, wait. I understand what you're saying.
Lying?
I understand what you're saying. I'm trying to nail something down here, and then Mezzo will help us. But do you believe that the words that Samuel said to Saul were the words that Samuel said to Saul in the narrative?
Like no.
Okay, so that's the story is just incorrect.
It's not incorrect. Again, listen. Is a metaphor a lie?
I really like.
If it's presented as literal, yes.
No, but okay, sure, fine.
Okay,
wait, elaborate.
You're
what do you mean?
You're missing this. This is very frustrating. Listen to what I'm saying, okay? Because I do have a tendency to get passionate, and I don't want to get passionate with you. I'm not asking you if it's a metaphor or figurative language or hyperbole, okay? I'm not asking you that. I understand that's your position. I'm asking you if those words were spoken, if the Bible is correct when it says the facts of what happened. So Samuel spoke to Saul saying, did he say those words?
No, not that, no.
So that's just an incorrect story.
It's not incorrect if you're using a literary device to relay them.
Who's using the literary device?
The authors.
The anonymous authors of Samuel?
Sure, yeah.
All right. So what did God really say?
It's a fiction. It's a fiction story.
I think it's
fiction. It's not fiction. Too. It's just a literary device, but it's built on real things.
What do you think really happened?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it was just like war. Like no one were
No, I
killed.
mean, how did they decide? Like, did Samuel tell Saul something?
Yeah.
What do you think he said?
Yeah.
Well, I think he said. Well, I don't know. Like I don't think he told him to kill everybody. I just think he told him to
Well,
go to war
let's
and
double
kill
check.
the right people.
God spoke to Samuel too.
Right.
So then Samuel came and said something to Saul. We don't know what happened there, but whoever wrote the story made something up.
It's not
the
making
author of
something
the
up.
story was like, wouldn't it be cool if right here we had God command infanticide? That'd be really cool.
Yeah, he had to
People think
make
this is awesome.
He had to make something up, right? Because that's not an actual quote from God.
Listen, guys, fine, but again, it's just literally a device. So it's not making things up. It's not false. It's not making things up. It's
Is it a literally device or is it a metaphorically device?
Well, it's
hyperbole.
So the thing with hyperbole normally is like if they're using that as a literary device, you would see it in other times. But like throughout the Bible, we see times where God says things like, "I'm going to drive you to eat your children," and you might think at first like, "Oh, this is hyperbole," but it turns out later that really happens. Like there's like literal explanations of children cooking their kids.
There are numerous instances where God, God also be there are numerous instances where like war narrative are also hyperbole in the Bible.
Yeah,
And
this isn't one of those because there are no more Amalekites.
That's interesting.
They did kill the children.
But that's really interesting.
No.
I'd love to see another instance where God uses hyperbole in the Bible.
Well,
it's actually hyperbole, I'm pretty sure.
Hyperbole, that's incorrect.
Hyperbole.
That's
Look,
not
I don't think that we need.
Word.
Okay, so the hyperbole is like a whole other thing, but I think I was asking Sammy earlier, how do you know when it is something that God actually said and when it's not? And the answer that I was given was basically there isn't a way to know. Is that correct, Sammy? Does that accurately describe?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if it's in the Bible, probably not though. Probably
Yeah,
wasn't.
how do you decide then what in the Bible is worth listening to if any amount of it could be a as you say literally device?
Well, okay, but hold on. What's the question? Sorry.
How do you decide what in the Bible is worthwhile if you think that anything could be true or could just be a literally device?
I think that I don't think the biblical authors would change it in a way that would fundamentally change everything. They would just change little bit things, not fundamentally change the whole religion or the message.
I would say a genocide is a pretty big thing.
Yeah, but it's not genocide though, it's just hyperbole.
Yeah, that's a big change. If the original thing that God said to Samuel was, "Hey, make sure he go and kill some of the Amalekites as revenge, but make sure he gets a guy and some of the donkeys," right? And then Samuel went down and said, "Hey, Saul, go in, do some revenge killing. Don't do too much killing, but make sure you get and some of the donkeys." And then the writer was just like, "And the Lord said, literally kill all the babies." Then, that is a massive
Why
change.
is he British?
Wait, but for you, listen.
He's a writer.
You,
he's educated like a British
okay.
person.
For you in the modern area,
He's Shakespeare.
Sure. For you in the modern area, it's a bit nasty. But for people during that time, they understood it to be just literally device.
Super
they
fun.
knew what that meant.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Are you guys coming to the genocide
on
on Saturday? Are you guys coming? Are you gonna RSVP?
Oh, you mean the literary device?
It is BYOB, butcher your own baby.
Are we really doing it, or is it going to be another literary device?
It's gonna be a literally device. That's what we're calling it now.
I love that for you.
Me too, and it's not even hyperbole.
Lance, I think it's kind of the opposite, right? Like now in the modern era, we have it where it's like, oh, if someone said that, we would all know we're not really going to do that. If they're talking about a football game, we said we're going to kill those guys, we would go, they're not really gonna. I mean, obviously, football has really terrible injuries, like head injuries that happen. But like that's not their. That's like
Penis
an
brains,
accident. Yeah, they get penis brain.
all the
But
time.
the back then, that is something that happened. You know, because they say that the bad guys were doing that too, right? They say that the people were sacrificing children to Baal, right? So back then, that is a common thing. So if it was written down back then as here's what we're going to go do, and then it was written down as and then we went and did it, that is what happened.
Again, I think during that time, like communities were strong, so like people would know what would happen. For example, what was I gonna say? Wait, I'm just
Communities were strong back then.
like again during that time, like it was also common to speak in that way, and if someone would
No, it
have like,
wasn't. That's not
yes,
true.
it was.
No, sorry, that's not true, Lamp. That's not how they talked. They spoke
Yes,
back then. They spoke where God spoke directly to me, and we need to do exactly what God said because if we don't, He'll kill us. That's
Yeah.
how
No.
they spoke.
There were other cultures that used hyperbole, where they would say, "Hey, we just wiped the floor with these guys." They didn't say
exactly.
it that way, but they would say like, "We annihilated them." But that was
Yeah.
always after the battle. That was never for the commands. If you do any like research into hyperbole in that time, it was always like the people celebrating what they had done using hyperbole. But I think that there is hyperbole in the Bible, like when they say Jesus came back from the grave and like
that's a good
rose
one.
again. Yeah, that like obviously that didn't happen. That never happened. So that's just a little bit hyperbole. He died, but it felt like he was alive again because people really liked him. So they always
No.
like talked about him. That's hyperbole.
You don't have evidence of that to support. Like you don't have like outside evidence to support.
Yeah,
that.
neither do you. I thought
I
we were
do
making
because I
up
look at the
what
ancient Near
Bible.
East. They spoke like that during that time.
Yeah, but they always used it as this. You couldn't show anywhere in the ancient Near East where people used hyperbole as in commands. That's ridiculous. Nobody gave commands using hyperbole.
Yeah, sure, but like,
So you can't show that. But we can make up.
I feel like
whatever
that's
we want,
irrelevant.
right?
But I feel like that's like
it's
That's
like
pretty relevant
totally the
when the
conversation.
that is irrelevant.
It's like the
when
most
the-
relevant thing.
yeah.
Wait, hold on. Can you show me why it's irrelevant? Can you show me why it's relevant?
Because it's literally
Because
the
that's-
only thing we're talking about.
No, but listen.
It is the thing. It's
No. But
It's the
guys,
topic. It's because
Yeah.
it's the topic.
can you tell me why? But okay, can you tell me why it's relevant to say it like before the battle? I don't understand the importance.
You just
Well,
won't
'cause
find.
imagine
I
them
know,
saying
but
it
I'm
after
asking
the
you-
battle. Go kill them all.
By the
No,
way, I really wanted you to like wipe the floor with those MFers.
Did you
No,
guys
the
kill the
point is-
babies?
When you're giving somebody commands, why would you use hyperbole, right? You would maybe if like you're getting all jazzed up for the battle, you and your bros, and you're like, we're gonna totally kill all the babies, that might be a thing. But if somebody's like, hi, I'm the general or the god or the king, this is what I want you to do. Totally wipe the floor with those MFers. Like that wouldn't be how it would work. They would be like, okay, this is our strategic plan. We're going to go in there and we're going to kill literally everyone.
And I agree with you.
Okay, great. Then
All
I
right.
guess.
I agree.
All right.
I
Have
don't
a good
think God
evening,
really
Miss
said
Amy, I
that.
guess. All right. Cool. That was easy.
We won.
Woo! We won the hyperbole. What are we gonna do next?
I probably lose with this guy.
I just saw some interesting comments. So hey, what's up?
Oh yeah.
Do you have a history with
I'm
this
just-
person?
I don't know this guy.
Okay, cool. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
My name is George. I don't. Give me a pronoun. I'll assume it.
How about fuck face? Do you
Perfect.
know what do you know what pronouns are? Is that the problem? He doesn't know the parts of.
well,
I mean, it doesn't know the parts of speech.
Oh, Rufus Xavier
All right.
Sarsaparilla.
I can't even get past introductions.
Yeah, I know.
How do you
Kind
think
of.
I'm gonna? How do you think I'm gonna have a
pathetic, right?
conversation with you people?
You gotta.
Just
You
kick me
gotta.
off. I get it. Anything
We got some
that
real. We
doesn't
got some
agree
real
with you,
boomer energy.
you
Am
have
It's
I
kind of a
right?
failure on your part, right, George? You didn't even answer my second question, which was how
What?
old you are.
I can't hear you. Everyone's screaming around you.
Sorry.
It's all
How
right,
old are
Joel.
you?
I'm 48.
Great. And if the
How
chat
old
were
do you
gonna
think I am? What were you looking for?
old enough to not be
75.
acting like
you
this.
needed someone to say you were over 18 so you could. So what?
Yeah,
I don't
because
understand that. I
TikTok
like
requires
that.
it. TikTok requires it.
Okay.
You can't be a minor and
You're
streaming
under
on their platform.
standards. Okay, yeah. Where do those standards come from?
The TikTok terms of
TikTok?
service.
TikTok says standard. Who's TikTok? Oh,
Okay, we
He
can
doesn't
say
know what app
TikTok's
he's on.
parent company sets the terms of service. Like,
All
okay,
right,
George.
all right. I'll stop.
It already s-
Let's get into it. Let's get in.
Let's get and then into it.
Yeah, so
Thank
Joel,
you,
we're not
Joel.
holding back on this fucker, right?
What are you reading, Joel?
Your mind.
Yeah, come
apparently.
on, unleash on me.
Yeah, so why do
What do you mean
Christians defend
holding back
atrocities?
on me? All right,
Sometimes I'm nice to
what's
people
the
if
conversation about?
If people are nice to me, sometimes I'll be respectful to them, but you're kind of a piece
Oh.
of shit. So why do Christians defend
I
atrocities?
don't need you to be nice. All right.
I know, you'll probably get off on it if I'm not. So why do Christians defend
Give
atrocities?
me your definition. When do I get to talk?
I think there's a delay, honestly, George. I think there's a bit of a delay. So we'll
More than
try
the
to
one
be
you usually
patient with
have.
each other.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, that was
No,
cute.
what-
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm not here to argue to make you feel bad. I know you are, because you have to have a concrete definition of what is truth, right? There is no truth, therefore you have to have concrete truth.
I would say
No?
my definition of truth is corresponding with reality.
Your reality or everyone else's?
That's not
Is
what
there a
reality
universe?
means.
What's reality mean?
So reality would not be something that is subjective. So it would not be from my perspective versus everybody else's perspective. So reality would exist independent of consciousness or minds. Now, we can say that it is only perceived by consciousness and by minds, but its existence is not dependent on that observation.
So it's upon you. Your reality is yours.
I don't think you just listened to what I just said. George,
George,
I'm sorry.
George,
Yep.
George, are you drunk a little bit?
A little
I'm not
bit.
gonna lie to you. I just got back from Ruby Tuesdays. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, you
All right.
Of all the
you seem a little
places-
inebriated.
That's not even a classy place to get wasted, George.
All right.
It's like a step
the only
above
one left.
Applebee's.
Yeah, is it nice?
Do you,
Thanks.
Joel? Do you guys have
No,
Ruby Tuesdays out there?
I just.
I think
Do you
so.
think I really want to argue with you guys and be right? I don't want to be right.
Don't
Well,
worry,
that's-
you
I
won't.
want.
That's good. You're the Christian, right?
All right, fine. I'm not right. Educate me on why I'm wrong. On thinking that there could be a God.
Yeah. So, do you believe that God created everything?
No, don't tell me why you don't believe what you were told.
It's necessary to establish. It's necessary to establish what you
Okay.
believe about God in order
All right.
to show you why that God could not exist. Do you believe God created everything?
Okay. Yes.
Does that include time? Is time a part of everything?
I wouldn't think God if God created time, he's not in time, is he?
I'm not asking if he's in time. I'm asking if he created it.
Well, if God created everything, I would assume he would have created time.
Is it possible for there to be a state before time?
So is there time that could be created without time? Is that you're asking? Or-
Time
Sorry.
cannot be created is the point that I'm getting to. Time
Okay.
necessarily must have always existed. It could not have been created.
All right. Like you're going through this argument that we both know how the argument goes. So I believe
Tell me how it goes.
In my
Then let's go
mind-
through it. So
yeah,
time
well,
necessarily
God
must
has
have
to be
always
outside
existed.
of time if he's inside time, and you don't.
I'm not talking
understand that
about
one?
God being inside or outside of time. I'm stating
Mhm.
time could not have been created. It necessarily must have always existed. Therefore, I have no reason to think that the universe didn't also always exist.
I'm not sure, Robot Goat, because I saw some documentaries about dinosaurs. They were called The Land Before Time. And so I feel like,
Littlefoot?
yeah, I feel like there must have been a land before time.
Oh.
Joel, you cannot help me. Remember.
And with that, he's gone. With
Oh.
that little nugget of wisdom. Thank you, Joel.
No, what's your name? Robot
You'll
goat?
get it. Keep
That's
trying.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They,
thank
them.
you. Very condescending
What
of you.
I just read it. How
Yeah, and then he went, that's
condescending?
cute.
Jesus. How about I blank? Can you worry about that?
I don't worry about you at all, George.
Oh. All right. I worry about you a lot, actually. That's why I'm here.
Dad?
No, you don't. I'm not your dad.
Oh my God, where have you been?
Mm.
It's been years.
I bet.
Why are you choosing
Anyways,
to come back on
come
a
on,
TikTok live stream?
Let's keep on
You said
top.
that you were just going out to get some milk. Why would you?
There's no God. There's no purpose.
Why would you
there's
come
no
back
meaning.
on a
There's no
TikTok
hope.
live
There's no
stream,
life.
Dad?
I understand that. Oh
my God, why did you
your
come back
freckles
now?
your freckles are leaving your face.
I don't.
you
I don't
Ger- are
have
you
freckles.
German?
There's zits. You should know this. Dad, why did you leave and come back on TikTok?
Well, hey, be grateful. There's got to be hope. There's a meaning to this.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. And you know what's the best part of all?
You get to
I don't
kill
have to keep
yourself
talking
with
to you. Thank you. Cool. Anyway. Clip it out of context. Oh, you bet. You bet. Sometimes when I want to make myself cry, I think about that scene in Futurama where Seymour, the dog, is left waiting for like 15 years. And then it makes me cry. It works like every time for me. Anyway, I'm glad he's gone.
Okay, sorry I had to leave there, guest. Yeah, this one's not Hooper Boobly because of the
Mezzo.
where'd everyone?
Yeah,
Did I
sorry you
miss
missed
the-
it. I kind of had like an experience that you've had on here. I saw my estranged father.
Oh crap.
Yeah, so you've got Gary and I've got George.
Who's George?
My estranged father that I just met.
Is it Deathless?
No, it's GTH.
Oh.
I do think he told me to unalive myself at the very end of our conversation.
It's a classic dad line. That's
classic
a
dad line.
Something I heard a lot and was like, I'll never say that as a dad, but then you become a father and things,
Then you become, you gotta show God's love. Yeah.
Yeah. Things change. All right. Well, I had to drop in the middle of that, so I was just coming to finish things up. But sorry, I missed it.
No, it's okay. But you can make it up to me by coming on to Ram's ass tomorrow.
Oh, I would love to do that if you maybe phrased it differently. But
I won't.
Okay. Well, I'll still think about it, and yeah, I'll be around and I'll hang out and I'll have my good mic and everything.
Your good mic. Wow.
Yeah. What do you think about that? That'll be exciting.
Is that short for your good Michael?
Yes.
It's not even a funny joke.
My good Michelangelo. It's a mint condition Michelangelo Ninja Turtle toy that I have in the box, so
really?
I'll have that.
Cowabunga.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, then I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, make sure you bring that. If you don't, you're a liar.
Okay.
Hey, welcome in, Boru. Oh, okay. All right. You're just what? Wait. Okay. Name, age, and pronouns.
He, him, 21.
All right. What's your religion or lack thereof?
Christian.
All right. Why do Christians defend atrocities? I appreciate that you take the time to think before everything you say.
Well, I'm not every Christian in the world, so I can't imagine what they're thinking.
Really? Wow. Why do I even have you up here then?
Oh, you accepted me up here.
No, actually, Joel did.
Well, out of all the years you've spent reading the Bible, why would you feel like you need to make a live stream to make money?
I make like $2 an hour streaming. No. So I do these streams because as a Christian for a very long time who deconstructed, I know how difficult of a process that can be. And so I host these streams to help people who are in that position feel a little bit less lonely as they're deconstructing their faith and to form a community of people outside of religion because it's important to have community outside of religion.
I see. So, aside from the prompt, do you have any other question for me?
Well, the main one was the prompt. That's why I put it up there, partner. Can you slow down a little bit? Thank you. Joel, we're in a fight again now. Just so you know, I'm redeclaring our enemy ship. George, I'm gonna let you and Boru have a conversation.
What's up, GTH?
Hey, buddy.
So, Ruby
What-
Tuesdays, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Yeah. They did the advertising. Thank you.
Fuck it,
There's only
Boru!
one left.
But you were fucking brick wall for me. He comes
But
up and
you're
immediately you
attentive.
drop a sick fucking joke. What the hell is wrong with you? Why were you holding out on me like
All right,
that?
hey, robot girl, or whatever your name is.
So close.
I thought you said Bor and I were going to talk.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's all right. Hey, don't blaspheme your father. Remember? Bor, what is an atrocity?
An atrocity is a major event that is negative.
Could it be a good thing?
Negative.
A negative thing.
Yeah.
And what's that example of? Just anything bad? Anything that's not good?
Yeah, like the Twin Towers, that's an atrocity.
Okay. Why?
A lot of people died.
Is that bad?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't think people want to choose whether to burn or to jump off.
By what standard?
By being a good person.
What's a good person?
A good person is someone who does what's morally right.
Okay. Are you a good person?
I don't think anybody can dictate whether they are a good or bad person, but by the people around them.
Oh, say that again? Sorry, I couldn't hear. Broke up.
Nobody but the people around you can dictate whether you're a good or person.
So being a good person is dictated on what other people think of you.
Yeah.
All right. So if I think you're a bad person, you're a bad person, and then what?
Well, it's dependent on how many people think I'm a bad person.
Is there a lottery for it?
If you win the lottery, it could be a death toll.
Ooh, that's the worst thing on earth. Oh, look at the little giggles over there with the dimples squeezing in. Yeah, no, I get it. So
You made this dad bit not funny anymore. Can you not be creepy?
Did you take
okay.
her? Did you take her with you?
No, I'm just having fun.
What did
with
she order?
Pizza. She likes pizza.
Me? I'm not a she.
They and them like pizza. Sorry, I mispronounced you.
Oh, thank you, Dad.
You're welcome, honey. No, you guys, I don't give a shit what you think. I want to know what you feel, right? I feel just like you. It's not the way you feel. So, I'm not here to argue or make you feel bad or be the bad guy or offend you or all this stuff. It's a arbitrary. And it goes back to, and then obviously I can't comprehend it just like you can, but I can't have an arbitrary thought or truth without a standard. And that's why I go back to God. So
Yeah, well, this place doesn't really feel welcoming.
I know it doesn't. Do you know why?
Because there's so many people here who don't like us, who are against us for what we believe in.
It has nothing to do with them. It's about you and me. You think people don't like you. It doesn't even matter what they think, does it? What does it matter? Is it going to change your life? No. It's what you think, but I get it. I understand. I've had too much Ruby Tuesdays. My little girls. Thanks, honey. I love you.
All right, never say that again. You're not drunk, right?
No.
All right, cool. So why do Christians defend atrocities? We've established what an atrocity is. Why do Christians defend them?
Well, if you want my opinion, I feel like the afterlife is way more than this plain reality.
That doesn't really answer my question whatsoever.
They don't really see it as much as you do. They don't see it as this big thing.
Well,
It's
things
just
like
temporary
genocide,
pain.
that's pretty bad, right?
Yeah, I guess
And
it
the
is.
people who, like, if the Amalekites, if they weren't followers of God and they got genocided, that'd be pretty bad for them, right? Hey, Joel, while he's thinking on that one, welcome back up.
Thank you, Boru. I'm not here to argue, and I don't want to make you feel bad. I would. Do you need to blow your nose?
No. That's
Okay.
how I sound over devices.
Oh, okay. Just in IRL, you don't sound like that.
No.
Okay.
It's the opposite for me. I sound much more congested in real life.
Really? Oh, that's something I didn't know about you.
And you never will.
Wait a second. Boru, are you really a Christian?
Well, I pray every meal I get. I pray before bed.
Yeah.
I talk to God. Try to.
Do you believe in Jesus?
Yeah. I believe there was a man who had powers
Yeah.
and rose from the dead.
Do you think that Jesus did like this powerful sacrifice by dying on the cross?
In order to alleviate our sins, yeah.
Yeah. Why was it so beautiful? Is it because he experienced such suffering?
Well, the part about it for me that seems so beautiful is that the human body can only take so much, right?
Oh, yeah, amen.
But I constantly push that boundary.
In the script, it says he bled every drop of blood on the cross. So,
Before or after he died?
before he died.
So just this.
But wait, when they poked him with the spear, more blood came out.
Water came out.
No, it was split.
Blood and water.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So much pain and suffering. He bled all the blood and water that he had in his body. Wow. But then again, who gives a shit, right? Because he has all that eternity. So human suffering and anybody's suffering doesn't matter. So what Jesus did didn't really matter very much because, hey, we've got all this eternity, right, Boru?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what Jesus did was meaningless.
It could be looked on as painful because humans had to resort to that. But
No, but who cares about pain? Who cares about earthly pain, right? It doesn't mean anything. Kill the babies, murder all the families. Jesus dies on the cross. Who gives a shit? We have eternity, remember? And Jesus had infinity leading up to the cross and infinity after. So what he did couldn't have mattered less.
well, that's you saying that.
No,
Well,
that's you
infinity might-
saying that.
Infinity might be.
I
a
never said that.
hyperbole.
I told you already, it's hyperbole. You did say that, Boru, because didn't you just say that like the people that are in heaven after being killed, just they're fine with it because they have eternity?
I never said anything like that. I said it doesn't matter much because a lifeline like this is small compared to eternity.
That's what I just said.
No, you didn't.
Well, more or less. So Jesus' experience was nothing, right? Compared to eternity.
No, I'm not saying that either.
But that's what you... So
You not only did you say it, you said it very slowly.
Yeah, we all heard you twice.
After much
and
thought.
Do you see that we're doing some math here, Boru? So you're saying that the lives of the people who were killed, their eternity is so vast that their experience on Earth doesn't really matter.
I can't really explain that to you. You just have to figure that out yourself.
But you said that. I do understand it. I follow. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, but then you went on the whole kill the babies and stuff.
Well,
and all
there's
that.
so much there. Okay, maybe I got carried away, but there's so much time in eternity that the little blip of life isn't significant. That's what you're saying, right?
Well, it's like your child years. It is significant, but you don't think about it every day as an adult.
I do.
Now you're saying it's significant. Okay, so the suffering that these people did on Earth and the death that they experienced, that is serious and that shouldn't have happened. That is an atrocity.
It is, yeah.
Okay, then you're changing your story. That's great.
Well, he's thinking about that.
I'm waiting for you to reply.
Let me see if Darth Dawkins is.
Joel, don't make me take mod privileges away from you. I
No,
will.
I look, Baru, you said that the thing that life was insignificant in the face of eternity, and that was what my contention was with what you said, but now you've changed your mind. That's great. So now if we do look at what happened in the Bible and we see God commanding these genocides and other horrific things, you would agree that those are atrocity that God is commanding.
You don't understand. I mean, you can try to divide people however way you want.
Well, you can
but
try to explain it to me. What am I missing?
You're missing a lot. You're not putting any heart into it.
Yeah, Joel, can you put more heart into it and try it again? I need
All right.
another. I need new choice. More heart.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm
the way
reading
you talk to me.
Boru. Boru. Let him work.
Sorry, do you have a note, Boru, before I...
It's just the way
Emote?
you guys explain stuff. You just sound a little, in my perspective, like heartless.
Okay, I can fix it. All
Good
right.
note. Good note.
I can't believe in Joshua 7, God is commanding Joshua to kill Achan and his whole family just for stealing a goddamn robe. All the men did, he stole a robe and his children are killed. His wives are killed. The elderly are killed. His animals are killed. They are stoned to death and then they burn them and then they heap stones on them. This is brutal. God is doing something brutal. It's an atrocity. Why are Christians defending this? Why are they defending this?
Can I get some applause in chat for Joel? That was really brave. Can you do
Wow.
it again with an accent?
Which accent? Any requests?
Whichever...
Don't say Chinese.
I was not going to.
Please don't say Chinese. I don't think I'm allowed to do that.
That was like bottom of the list, but now I'm kind of thinking about it.
Hey, do you like rainbows?
I like rainbows.
Rainbows are pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if I told you that was the only reason you're alive today?
Okay, now I'm really going to cry. What do you mean?
Thank the queers.
Well, I mean, you'd be fish food.
It's because
You
of
wouldn't
the,
even be here if
The
it
gay
weren't
community,
for
Joel,
the
that's
rainbow.
why you're here.
if it wasn't for the
I wouldn't
the
be here. None of us would be here if it
LGBTQ.
weren't for rainbows.
I wouldn't be here. Huh. Wow.
Big shout
I
out
love
to
that.
the LGBT community for making sure
Really
that we're
powerful.
all here. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thank you all. Thank you, Rainbow
gays.
community.
Yeah, like the great flood.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it not lining up?
You mean
So
me
the
when I
rainbow
watch
is a-
Pride and Prejudice and zombies?
I'm worried that Boru thinks that the Great Flood happened and we're all descendants from Noah and the incestual relationships of his family. Do you think that we're all a product of incest, Boru?
No, what I'm saying is the great flood doesn't happen anymore because God has mercy on
Oh,
you.
you're saying that God would keep flooding us.
Yeah, if it
Oh,
weren't for
okay.
Jesus.
All right. Well, I don't think that any of that's true.
Well,
Do you,
I mean,
why do you think that stuff's true?
So, oh god, I just saw who joined.
that's just what I believe in.
Yeah, I would say bad things still happen, right? So there are still floods, maybe not worldwide floods, but there's like small, like sometimes people's basements are flooded, right? So you may not get killed in a worldwide flood, but sometimes Jesus might flood your basement.
No, I think that's just weather.
Oh, okay.
You know, no one that is not an evangelical Christian thinks that a worldwide flood happened. There's no evidence for that in the world, and it's just kind of a myth, you know.
Well, you could say the same thing about the Big Bang.
Okay.
Well,
I
there
mean,
is
you believe
evidence
that,
for
right?
it, so it wouldn't be accurate to say that
Yeah,
there's not
actually,
any evidence for it.
because evangelicals probably mostly don't believe in the Big Bang, and all the scientists do. So I think we can't say that about the Big Bang.
So is that what you're saying? I'm not a angelical fuzzy.
Well, I think you might be an angelical fuzzy. I'm not sure yet because you haven't really, given us too many details on what kind of animal outfit you want to wear, or if you've
Joel,
even ever had sex.
Joel, that's a furry.
Shit.
It's different. It's different.
Sorry, I made a mistake
You're,
there.
you're like offending so many people right now.
I am so sorry. I
Can you
thought
say
you
it
were
with
a
more
furry.
heart?
I'm so damn sorry. I thought you were a
Engineer,
furry,
thank you for the money
Baru.
gun.
But Baru, the point is that why do you believe that the flood happened? Have you seen any evidence about it, or?
I mean, not really.
Yeah, it's like an over the top crazy story for which there's no evidence.
I mean, yeah, but you could also say the same thing for space-time. Have you ever felt it before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
like
feel it right now? Can
Yeah.
you see it?
Yes.
You can see space-time.
I can see time, yeah. Time is defined as a change of events. I can observe events changing. I can observe that I'm here, and I can observe that I'm here. Therefore, I just observed time.
Yeah, I'll
Right.
send you a couple pictures of my hairline, and you'll just see time. Like it's just.
I did not know where you were going with that sentence, but
It's
I'm so thankful it ended that way.
I know I made it worrisome. Yeah, it's loud. Time is loud.
That's why I have
Yeah, the
bangs. You should get
heavier-
bangs like mine, Joel.
I'm working on it.
I donate hair all the time, so if you
Well, I
need
don't
any
wanna, I'm not going to wear a wig
toupee,
or a tube. Yeah,
Well, did you know
taupey.
that
toupee.
to oop.
Sorry, Buru, what were you saying?
Did you know that the heavier something is, the more mass it has, and the more it affects space-time, which
Huh.
distorts time?
Neat.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Thanks.
science guy, but robotgoat is a science person.
I mean, more mass. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what science says. Oh, sorry, did you want to grunt?
No, I was just hoping you would understand what I was saying.
Science is like hard for my little brain.
But Boru, the thing is that when it comes to science, I'm not a science guy, but I know robotgoat will really save the day here. Is it like they do study things, right? So they study time stuff, or the how time changes things, the rings and trees and stuff. And they also study whether or not there was a worldwide flood. And they've studied that real hard, and they found that there was never a worldwide flood. That's just not true.
I mean, I'm just taking that off your word. I really haven't done my own research.
Yeah, it's worth looking into. I mean, a good question, and people ask this all the time. This might be a fun question. If there was a worldwide flood and two of all the animals were on the ark, and they stopped on the top of some sort of mountain,
Ararat.
in the Alps of Ararat, is that how that works?
Yeah.
The ranges of Ararat.
You're so smart.
Thank you. How would the penguins get down? And also, how did the kangaroos get to Alaska or wherever they live?
And also, how did all the fish survive when the saltwater fish would have been flooded with freshwater, or the freshwater fish would have been flooded with saltwater when the oceans started to join the rest of the floodwaters?
Right, or vice versa.
Well, the fish, you see oceans are divided today.
That's one of the problems with Christianity. It's just so divisive.
Yeah, why are the oceans divided?
They are divided today.
Then they will not be able to stand against their enemy.
An ocean divided against itself cannot stand.
Yep.
Abraham Lincoln.
No, but that's how the fish would have survived.
So you think that when the flood happened, the saltwater and the freshwater stayed separate?
For an elongated period of time, yeah.
For how elongated?
Well, the fish you're talking about in the past were much more potent with survivability than today.
No.
Well, hold on. Don't just say no, Robot Goat. You might not know. What's your evidence for that, Boro?
They just are.
Oh, you made it up. Okay, he made it up.
Can I say a thing now?
But they are, though.
Robot Goat, this is your live. Go crazy.
Oh, it is? Oh, fuck! This whole time! I was being so nice to Boru because I'm like, I don't want to get kicked off.
No, destroy him.
Yeah, so it's likely that they wouldn't have yet developed like more sophisticated means of maintaining certain levels of salinity within their body. There's a reason why saltwater fish survive in saltwater and not freshwater. It is because their bodies. It's kind of like, you know how there are like warm-blooded and cold-blooded animals, and some of them they can maintain the heat on their own, and some of them they get their heat from the environment. Some fish are the same way. So some of them maintain the levels of salinity in their body internally, and some of them get it from the environment. Those who are able to maintain their salinity internally would have an easier time going between water with varying levels of salinity, but those who aren't able to regulate their salinity internally would be fucked if all of a sudden a saltwater place was flooded with fresh water and vice versa.
Well, how do you know what water flooded the earth?
Well, that's what I'm saying, vice versa. It could have been either way. If it was fresh water that flooded the earth, then the saltwater fish would have been fucked. If it was saltwater, then the freshwater fish would have been fucked.
So see how this story has some problems.
Yeah, it's hard to prove. It really is. I can't.
Well, it's easy. The thing is that it's not that it's hard to prove. It's easy to disprove, right? So this is a disprove of it. There was so much water on the planet that it was 20 meters, I believe, above the highest mountain. Okay, so picture whatever is it Everest? I don't know, the highest mountain, and then 20 meters higher than that, the whole Earth had all that water covering it, like completely, like the same amount on because it would go to the lowest point, right? So it has to be the whole planet is fully engulfed, encased in water. This would kill literally all the vegetation and all of the fish that are either saltwater or freshwater, depending on what kind of rain it is. And where did all the
rain wouldn't
water
make any
go?
sense anymore.
I know, but where did all the water go? It's not here anymore. There's no evidence that this happened, Baru. It's a crazy myth.
Joel, have you considered a big straw?
What about the sun?
Forget it. I don't know. I can't be cooked.
Welcome up, godless engineer. Thank you for watching me humiliate Joel. He's gonna go cry now. What's up?
Hey, well, I'm hearing this whole global flood thing, and from an engineering perspective, there's an easy way to see the absurdity of a global flood, and that's if you just take the volume of water needed to, let's just say, fill a sphere at sea level for the Earth, right? What water is available on Earth, and then you're talking about, as far as the biblical account goes, filling up the Earth to cover the highest peak, which would be Mount Everest, right?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah, because the geological structure has changed over time.
It's changed. It's changed in the last 6,000 years.
How often do mountains get shorter?
By like a couple feet.
Okay, you think is that
you
gonna
heard
matter?
my question, but all right.
In this scenario, is that going to matter? Because, like, we're talking about adding 4.52 billion kilometers cubed, like, volume of water to the Earth right now. That's just to cover, and that's just to cover from sea level to the highest peak. So, like, you think if we removed a couple feet from Mount Everest, that would matter?
Ocean planet.
What?
Crashing into Earth. An ocean planet.
An ocean planet crashed into Earth?
Or
how
moon.
hard are you coping right now? Like, do you have like just a full tank
planet.
of copium?
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like
is
it.
Is this your best?
Yeah, it is actually.
Oh,
That's sad. Like, why can't you just be like, yeah, it was just a local flood and it was metaphorical and it wasn't representative of history. Like, why is that not an issue, like a possible solution for you?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, also, we could then just. I'm sorry, I'm engineering my ass off here. We could go into population genetics too, if you wanted to. Like, you think Noah was a real person, and it was just Noah and his family that survived?
I can't really. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Okay, God was there, right? And he had it written down in a book, right?
A book written by plenty of other people, yeah.
You think there's plenty of other people got it wrong about Noah and his family?
I don't know. I can only take what's given to me in reality, in my day-to-day life.
Well, so what I can tell you is that Jesus felt like, Noah existed and all that shit like happened. So like if it's good enough for Jesus, it should be good enough for you, right? I'm sitting here counting on my fingers the number of seconds right now.
You're gonna run out of fingers.
8, 9, 10.
Told you.
Boru, what? Like, why are you a creationist right now?
What was that? A creationist?
Yeah, I mean that's what you are, right? You're a creationist. You're standing for a global flood. Like, I mean, you're.
All right.
I don't think we have time.
Yeah, you've been voted off the island, Boru. Thank you, but
Oh no!
I see we have Atheist Community of Austin in here, and what a coinky-ding since we've got you and me up here on this show.
I know. Next week's gonna
Yeah.
be fun.
Boru, if you want to call in on Friday, and everyone else in here, you can catch me and Engineer on Truth Wanted over on YouTube. You can just find it if you search Truth Wanted. I think it's at Truth Wanted on YouTube. We're gonna be hosting the show, hanging out. Well, I'm guesting. Engineer is gonna be hosting, hanging out, answering some fun questions about people's beliefs, probably doing some jokes. I mean, I've been known to do a little goof or a gag every so often.
Yeah, and I'll have my conspiracy cards with me too.
So I've heard. I feel like I've been trying to study up on my conspiracies.
Yeah, I mean, there's some weird ones out there. Lizard
Yes.
people, moon
Yeah.
rocket ship.
Unfortunately, every single one I read, I immediately believe fully. So now I'm just like Avril Lavigne was replaced by a clone in 2007.
Yeah, I believe that totally.
Yeah. So I every single time I research one of these conspiracies, I'm like, man, that makes a lot of sense, and then I buy into it. And so I'd say now I believe in like all conspiracies. Async Network over on YouTube asked if ocean levels got higher than the ice wall. Oh, that would be a good question to ask. I'm sorry I didn't see it before we let Boru go. I wonder what he would have said. I feel like he would have just been like, no, I don't believe that.
No. He would have been like, I don't know. I wasn't there.
and then just another 20 seconds of absolute silence. I'm gonna do a real quick little follow call. Look at, we're getting close to fucking 10K. Holy shit. If you're new here, go ahead and throw a follow my way. Or else.
Yeah, if people are watching and they're not following Robot here, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Like, I don't understand it at all.
Thank you for following sodium chloride. Love me some NaCl.
My wife said you're making poor life decisions if you're not following Robot right now.
Hell yeah. Tell Casey thank you.
She heard you.
All right, I am going to bring up someone who's been talking in comments and seems like they might be a character. So let's see what we've got. Hey, Pete, can I get your age and what pronouns we should use for you?
Sorry?
How old are you?
Why must I say how old I am?
For TikTok purposes, you have to be over 18 to stream on TikTok.
Come on. Serious?
Yep.
Are you kidding?
Nope. Good start, Pete.
No,
Can you just give us a
you were
general
serious.
idea of how old you are?
You were serious. You were serious. All right.
We talking 30s, 40s, or 50s? Pick one. A, B, or C.
Oh, I'm 57.
Great,
oh, okay.
thanks.
See, that was easy.
Wow. What weird how when the guy asked you, you answered like right away.
Sorry?
Just noticing something. If chat were gonna refer to you, would they call you a he, a she, a they, or something else?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, maybe engineer, maybe you should ask.
Yeah, if I were to say she came up and was pedantic, would that be wrong or right?
Referring to you.
And let's talk about Jesus Christ. And if you don't want,
Well,
Let's
hold on.
get these questions out of the way first. I
Don't-
ask them of every single
don't-
guest.
don't do that.
You're not
Don't.
special, PD.
Okay. Don't do that.
Pete, if I called you a she, would you be offended?
Yes.
Okay. If I called you a he, would that be appropriate?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. Figured it out.
Yeah. What's your figure?
I figured out you identify as a
Hourglass,
he.
money.
So,
What's your logic?
what's my logic?
What's your
you
logic?
identify as a he, and so people never call you a he.
Wow. Great.
Yeah.
You identified me as a man. Wow.
Pete, were you at Ruby Tuesdays as well?
You want to be a child?
You're an
You know-
You wanna be
Applebee's guy.
jealous?
You're an
You know-
You wanna
Applebee's
speak to
guy.
Pete, for somebody who seems to be identifying as a man, you seem to be identifying as a little bitch instead.
Yes. Like the
Yeah,
bitch you
I'm
mother.
glad we agree.
Like the bitch you mother. Like the bitch your father was.
What?
Like the bitch your
My
father
mother was a
was.
bitch? We're
Your
not gonna
mother
do
was a
that.
Father, your
hamster, and your
father
father
was a
smelled of
bitch.
elderberries.
Yes.
What is what is the velocity of an unladen swallow?
Yeah, your philosophy
African or European?
is shit. Your philosophy is shit. Eat
Wait,
shit,
what philosophy? I haven't said any kind
Eat
of
shit,
philosophy yet.
motherfucker. Eat shit, motherfucker.
I don't eat shit.
Fuck
I
you.
eat
Fuck
I eat
your
chicken.
father. Fuck your mother.
Holy,
everything.
Why do you
holy,
want to fuck my
holy
mom?
Fuck
is
it.
the Lord God Almighty. Pete is such a whiny bitch.
Like you all.
Sorry. We were going to talk about Jesus. How do you suck Jesus's dick again?
Do you use a hand as well or no?
Ha ha ha.
I'm gonna take that as a yes. Oh, wow, that's
Is it all? Is it all?
So what's this about Jesus? Oh, fuck. Holy
all you
fuck.
can use.
What the hell does
So Pete,
go to the second
no,
street.
hold on, Pete. Do you go full
First
face down,
structure.
ass up for Jesus, or do you just get on your knees to please him?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Hey, Crystal, welcome in.
Hey, all the cool kids are coming up. And so I was like, I'm cool. I should come up too. And also, they will know they are Christians by their love.
By their fruits, right? Yeah.
Oh, she's so lovely. She's so lovely. Yes. She's so rightness. Yes. Of course.
Are you speaking in tongues? What is happening?
He sounds like he's demon possessed. I'm sorry.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell. Oh, wow.
Precious.
Now your turn, engineer. You gotta do one.
Love
Oh
it.
fuck! I don't know. I don't know what to do right here. Like,
What you doing here?
Shit.
What you
Fuck
doing
that
here,
up.
Dan? What you doing here, Dan? What you doing here, Dan? Shut the fuck up. Go away.
Hold on. I can do a better drunk person.
Shut the fuck up.
No. You shut the fuck up, buddy. Okay. You
Honestly,
shut the fuck
I
up.
don't even know why he would say that to me because I told him I hate him when he called me that, but he called me that anyway. I'm like, why would he say? Because it's so mean that he would say that to me.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god, you guys, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. But did you guys see that over there?
I did. It was fucked up over there, and I can't believe that happened. Pete, did you see what fucking happened over there?
Pete.
Peter, are you still with us? You want me to get you another drink, sweetie? I can get you another drink.
Pete is busy grabbing on his Peter.
If you passed out, please try to roll onto your side.
Go away.
Oh, sorry. Are we interrupting? You realize you could just, like, leave if you wanted to jerk off, right?
We're gonna hear a zipper here in a second. What?
What was that? He unzippered himself, John, and then it went as it came out. That's what I was picturing.
That's his version of a queef.
Pete, did you pass gas?
Okay, this motherfucker's speaking parcel tongue. I'm getting him out of here.
Yeah. I was gonna say this. Your phone, like maybe he has like a mobile app that's like a breathalyzer.
He's like,
it was like
0.04.
Am I okay to be on TikTok Live? Hold on. I'm good. It didn't register.
I wish there was a breathalyzer test before people come up on TikTok Lives.
Oh, that should be your new question real quick. You should go, what is your name, your age, your pronouns, and can you breathe into the mic for me?
What's
for
your
a moment?
BAC right now?
Bro, what's your BAC right now? How many IPAs are you in right now?
Okay, see, one person I've talked to before, and one person I haven't. Let's see. Hey, gamer. How's it going?
Hey, it's going okay. What about you?
Going well. I think we've talked before, but remind me of your age and pronouns. I do remember you just like being called gamer.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, wait a minute. Where did you get that from?
We've talked before.
No, I'm talking about where did you get that? Because I'm trying to stream myself. Where'd you get that from?
What?
What's your BAC right now?
No, I'm asking.
Fuck!
Where did
Can you
where-
breathe into the mic for us real quick? We want to text. Hold on. I gotta
No,
breathe.
I was wondering where did you get that from?
Get what?
Get what? Fuck!
That
You can't
that
just
beautiful
say
smile.
that.
Oh,
Let's see
wow.
it. Show it. Show it. Don't be afraid. Show it.
What are you asking right now?
Never mind. Let me call my Uber.
Here.
I'll call my Uber myself. I'll call it myself.
What? Oh shit! What's going on?
T, that was a pickup line. T.
Yeah,
That
no,
was a pickup line.
I registered it, but it did. Instead, it made me want to be put down.
I'm still confused as to what that was. Like, where did you get that? What do
Yeah,
you mean?
it was. Where'd you get that? What do you mean by that? That beautiful smile was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was a pickup line.
I'm so sorry that I feel very autistic right now because I just did not pick up on that at all.
Yeah, people love being asked to smile. Always makes them feel so comfortable.
God of the Gabe said gamer with no game.
He
And we're
shot
all
his shot
very
and he totally missed.
surprised. Oh, that's right. Yeah. It was talking about your smile, John. Hey, Red Soup, how's it going?
My I don't know. My timbers are so shivered right now because of like how you're about to be snatched away by that smooth criminal.
Oh, look at that smile, John. Yeah, I just have a question for you, babe. Where'd you get that?
Get what?
That massive dick. So
have y'all seen a TikToker named Balin? She goes by Bay. She's a Tourette's creator on here, and she normally, like, one of her tics is to just talk about dick all the time, and yeah, so it's interesting.
Her favorite color is asshole.
Oh yeah, her favorite color is asshole. It's like my favorite color is ass.
But when I talk about dicks and ass, I'm asked to leave the library. Just want to point out the excellent response from Rat Soup that he got it for his birthday. Weird of them to skim off the top of your present.
Oh.
It's a circumcision joke, not a small penis, just so we're clear.
I got it. I knew what you meant by that.
Hey there.
Whoa.
Hey, Toad Boy, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
I'm new to the pronouns. I'm a he, and I'm 30 as of last month, and my name is Toad Boy.
All right, Toad Boy. So what is your religion or lack thereof?
So I'm new into the deconstruction, I guess. I didn't know it was a thing. I was deconstructing, and then I just happened upon some of the atheist debate channels, and so I've been in deconstructive phase for about a month or so.
Well, hell yeah. I think I have seen you up on other streams, like maybe Joel or Mezzo's. Have you been on either one of theirs?
Yeah, I was on Mezzo's, and then you popped in, and there was like a beef or something where you fucked up his computer.
Oh yes, yeah. They did do that.
Joel. I mess with Joel's computer.
No,
That's
yeah, I thought
pretty
you
cool.
didn't you cut his fiber. I thought you.
Well, I
snuck
thought
in
it was
there.
his fiber, but then he said he didn't have fiber, so I don't know whose fiber I cut. But I did also go and just like mess with every single setting on the computer. So
I couldn't tell if it was a joke or if he was serious.
Oh, it's very
It's really
serious.
cool because T uses a vintage Nintendo 3DS to hack in remotely to Joel's computer.
Dude, I will go grab my DS. I have it.
Yeah, I remember Watch Dogs being on the 3DS, so like that tracks.
Oh, Joel's in here. Never mind, Joel. Joel, I didn't change any settings.
I didn't mean to tell anybody how you did it, T. I'm sorry.
No
I'm sorry.
settings were changed.
I did. That's not true. I lied.
Well, you were wrong anyway. I have a DS Lite, not a 3DS.
Oh, I have a 3DS.
What is I come into? Joel, it's never good to have to ask what you just came into.
Well, Toad
Probably
Boy
a
here
sock.
was telling us that Toad Boy had deconstructed because of T, and Toad Boy was giving T the tally is what was happening, Joel, and you are missing it.
You can't spell tally without
Toad Boy said he never met Joel, he never saw Mezzo. T is his favorite deconstructionist, and all credit goes to T. That's what Toad Boy said, Joel, I swear.
Yeah. And you're just in time to not hear it.
Damn.
Yeah, so thank you for that, Toad Boy. That's helpful. I am way ahead in the standings, but I'll take every point I can get. Do you have any thoughts
I was
on
mainly
why?
coming up here to ask. I've seen some of what is it, Godless something. I can't read the rest. I've seen some of his. I was going to ask if all of you guys have read the Bible from cover to cover.
Yeah, actually, I've got a playlist on my channel where me and my wife read through it. You know, I usually misunderstand it and then she corrects me. But you know, we're up to the last week of shit. My
Uh-oh.
finger slipped. We're at the last week of Jesus's life, and we've been there for like the past 2 years. So you know.
I do a non-believers Bible study here on TikTok. Well, I pretend it's every week, but sometimes the Bible is so boring I can't do it each week. So sometimes we take a few weeks off because that's why we're in like only Deuteronomy after 10 years. But we're doing it. Okay, we'll get there.
So like the interesting thing that I found in the Bible was like God essentially made an entire house infertile just because one of his chosen people like pimped off his wife to the leader of the house or something. So like he basically zipped up all of the vaginas in the house, and that's like it was kind of weird, I thought.
I've also read the Bible. I haven't read it like sequentially, but I have read every part of it at different times.
Awesome.
Like I went to a religious school, and so we focused on like certain books of the Old Testament one year and certain books of the New Testament another year, and over time eventually read the whole thing. But it wasn't like a start to finish, page by page sort of thing. It was like read this block at a time, then read other blocks until you've read it all.
Have you read it all, Toad Boy?
I have not since I was 15.
You did read it? Wasn't it boring? Wasn't it just so boring and just horrible? Like, didn't you go, what the fuck, this book is horrible?
The more I read it, the more confused and depressed I got.
That's a reasonable reaction.
And so I more or less let the preachers tell me whatever. And here later, about a year or so ago, I got into kind of a hard spot in life and was sleeping in my truck, homeless and shit. And a preacher friend, or he used to be a drug dealer, and now he's a preacher. And he reached out to me and asked me to come to his church a little bit, and that's what saved him and everything that Jesus would provide or whatever.
I feel like the line between drug dealer, drug dealer, and preacher is kind of thin.
Well, I was about to point out, this is a pattern we very commonly see in which people are indoctrinated into a religion during their most vulnerable points in time. So you say, like, that's what saved him. It seems like he was going through something pretty dark in his own life, and he was able to find something to latch onto through religion. And it seems like he was kind of trying to do the same thing for you. Now, I'm not saying that they do it out of malice, because to them, they genuinely think that they're, like, saving people by doing this. But it just so happens that Christianity tends to seek out people when they are at their most emotionally vulnerable. And it makes it easier to convert because they're looking for something to give them hope.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Doesn't it say somewhere that Jesus is for the downtrodden, like the idiots, is his people?
I don't know about idiots.
I think it literally says idiot.
Well, so Jesus, I don't think idiot is the correct thing, but like it definitely, Jesus is portrayed as being like a man of the poorer class. I mean, I think that was more like, I think that was more like PR stuff than anything, because like they're definitely looking to appeal to the wider base, and the wider base would have been, you know, the poor lower class at the time.
What about the flared base?
Them too.
Make sure it's flared always.
You know all.
All.
Yeah, I think it's great that you've found the deconstruction space. I mean, that's the sort of thing that I kind of hope for, honestly, just that people hear these discussions, see these creators, and it causes them to like re-examine the things that they've been told are unequivocally true. So I appreciate you coming up. It's nice to talk with you again. I know I was beefing with Joel and or Mezzo, whichever one I was mad at. Sometimes I was once mad at Mezzo for taking my shoes, but he did things to him that I don't want him back anymore, so I'm not mad about it. It's a whole thing.
So, funny story. When I interviewed Mezzo, I accidentally called him Joel so many different times.
Oh,
And
yeah, I
it
watched
was
that one.
Yeah, it was unconscious, and I think that really kind of ruined any kind of interaction I'd have with Mezzo. But
Oh, I talked to Joel about his friend Joel the other day.
I am the sweetheart of the deconstruction community, Toad Boy. So I've never had a beef with Joel or Mezzo because
Let's fix that tonight.
I'm too nice. Okay, I'm
Let's
nice
fix that
lady,
tonight,
and-
Crystal. Whichever one of you is still in here, come on up. You're gonna start a fight with Crystal. I know one of you is.
Well, I want to get off here. I've got bad connection out here. I'm in the woods and everything. But I wanted to, I seen where R and Raw was doing like a blasphemer's Bible type of thing where they read through it and looked at it from a different point of view than, say, the preachers would, per se. And I've been learning a lot through some of the stuff like that where they cherry pick all the good shit. And he was like, yeah, but what about whenever he snuck through and schmurdered all the firstborn in Egypt in Exodus, I don't know, 12 or whatever.
Not great, that one.
And I was like, what the hell is he talking about? And I started looking, and it just goes deeper and deeper and darker. And yeah, so I was just asking if one of y'all did channels like that.
yeah, not to stroke my own shaft here, but we've on my channel, I've got the Daily Bible Podcast. Is one of the playlists on there, and we've gone through most of the Bible. Like the story. Like if you're looking for the story of the Bible, like we go through that. Like we don't. Yeah, we skip Psalms and like all the songs and everything like that in there. But if you're looking for like the story of the Hebrew Bible and Christianity, like we've got a podcast that is up on YouTube for that.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you guys and what you're doing up here informing the people. Hopefully, I can watch for a long time. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you have a good one, Toad Boy.
Have a good weekend.
Bye, Toad Boy.
Bye-bye.
All right, I think I'm going to get out of here too. I know, I think Joel's still down there in the comments. So, Joel, appreciate seeing you and appreciate you there.
I don't see either of them.
Yeah, Crystal, it was great seeing you too. It's always great
See you
sharing.
too.
Yeah. All right. See you later, Robot. I'll be watching.
Oh, we can do our thing.
Yeah. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Are we gonna crochet and crucify?
Ooh, I like that. I haven't crocheted in a while though. I really should. I think the last thing I did was like a wobbles, or what are they called? Wobble? Is that what they're called?
Woobles.
Woobles. As soon as I said it, I was like, wait, it's not a wobbles. That's a toy from like the 70s or something. Weebles.
Weebles wobble and they don't fall down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got one more guest. If you want to take another guest with me,
that would be fun.
Boop. Crochet fiction. Oh, I'm gonna have to tell that one to Christina.
Hello.
Hello. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
I am 20 years old. I go by any pronouns, and you can call me Crab. Crab for, yeah.
Can I call you Crab? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What is your religion or lack thereof?
I am an atheist, and I've been generally curious about a certain thing that I don't see anyone ever bring up in like debates or like any general topics around Christianity, Judaism too, because that applies. Because like Genesis, the first book of the Bible, like no one ever considered like the fact that it's like the order of creation is completely incorrect.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Like
I have heard
never
it
see
spoken
anyone
about.
talk about it, that according to Genesis, Earth predates the sun, right?
Yeah, there's the fact that Earth and plants exist before the sun, the fact that days pass before there is a sun and moon, and there's different creation stories even within Genesis where the orders are mixed up.
Yeah, I don't know why no one brings it up, because like one discrepancy in the Bible would already like take away its divinity, right?
Yeah, I'm
You
inclined
can
to
have
agree.
a divine scripture without like 100% accuracy. And when I do bring it up to some people, they say that Genesis is a metaphor. It's,
They'll say it's supposed to be symbolic. It's not a literal creation story.
yeah, I find it's like it was taken literally for 99% of history of Christianity, but then when we can date stuff, finally, it's now a metaphor. And I don't know why people don't bring this up like at all. I guess it's because it's so easy to cop out with the metaphor excuse, but at the same time, I think when you go back and say, oh, it's a metaphor, then it would be like conceding the point.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree, but the times when I bring it up in debate, I am met with a pretty similar. I won't even say it's like a response or a rebuttal, because it is just a cop out of just like, oh well, that's not meant to be taken literally, or they'll say like, well, God can do anything, so it might not make sense to us that it's in that order, but it makes sense to God. Just things like that aren't actually answers to the problem, but just whatever they think would get them out of having to explain those discrepancies. I will say, if we don't have too much to disagree on, I may go ahead and let you go.
I would also like to comment on the prompt and just say Christians, I was a Christian for most of my life, well,
Me too.
slightly over half of it because of my upbringing and stuff like that. I deconstructed at around 14 years old. Now I'm 20, so it's been a while. About the prompt, it's like, it's hard not to defend atrocities when they are painted as something good in the Bible. Like, you are kind of like morally above like these like lesser people, and atrocities that happen to them, they aren't really bad. Yeah, God killed them because God has the right to do that, and genocides can be commanded because of that. That's why I think Christians are so adamant on defending atrocities, because they might have like this programming that atrocities happen to worse people than them, and that's why they would defend stuff like that.
Yeah, no, Crab, I think I agree with you there. Thank you for coming up. I am going to go ahead and let you go, just because I feel like we would get into an echo chamber here. But thank you for coming on up. You have a good rest of your evening.
Have a good night.
I don't know about you, Crystal, but I'm starting to wind down a little bit myself. How are we feeling?
Well, I think that since you won another one over for us atheists with Toad Boy, I mean, you have to be exhausted. How does it feel to be the #1 deconstructionist on the internet? I just need to know.
I'm just carrying so much on my back right now.
You really are.
I'm just
You really are.
exhausted. I'm exhausted.
Sometimes it is really hard for me to stand in your shadow, but I enjoy it. I mean, I hear Joel complain about it all the time. I'm just saying, you know. But me, I just love seeing you out there, just bringing them all to the right side.
Oh, you flatter me so. And it is always a treat to see you around.
It's always a pleasure to see you too. And I hadn't come up yet, and I was like, hey, Doug's over there playing Fallout. I should go join T.
Well, right now, Rat Soup is at work, so that's why you might have heard a little ding of a bell when he joined for that brief little amount of time. So that means that I get to be as loud as I want when I stream.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. I do have one more person in request if you want to take one last guest. I don't know how long it'll be.
Let's do it.
But maybe it'll be a good one to wrap up with. So let's see what we got here.
Hi, how are you?
Great start. Hi, Ozzy. Can I get your age and pronouns?
Yeah, I'm 26 and I identify as he, him.
So you mean you use they, he, him pronouns? Sorry. Just.
Right, that's what I just said. Yeah, your ears do work.
Well, no, you said you identify as he, him. People don't identify as pronouns. They just use pronouns.
You don't know my life story. You can't really comment on that.
Yeah, it's just not how pronouns work.
Right, let's be thoughtful, so.
No, that's hard for me. Thinking. Me no likey. I learned that from Christians.
What does Christianity have to do with this?
It's the thing we're talking about.
You're talking about atrocity.
Do you read? Can you read above it?
We can sound it out together. Hooked on phonics. Why do Christians defend atrocities? I got tired of the phonics.
Well, Christianity brings people together. It's a beautiful religion.
Did that address any of what I asked?
Well, if you're more coherent and you ask properly, then I'd give you a proper answer. But you
sorry. Why do Christians defend atrocities?
They don't.
They do.
Oh, what a coherent statement. Go on. Continue. Let me hear your evidence.
Okay. Would you say that unaliving babies is bad?
Unaliving babies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's bad.
So when God unalived all the babies in the flood, was that bad?
Which flood are you talking about?
The supposed worldwide flood in Genesis? Noah's Ark?
Was that bad? Well, it depends. The question becomes, is it for the good?
So unaliving babies is bad unless God does it?
If you're talking about a 21-year-old irresponsible white girl, then it's bad. But when God does it for the greater good, then yes, it's not bad because there's a bigger
Slaying
point.
babies can be good if God says so.
Of course, that's why it's God.
Of
Do you not
course.
believe in God?
No, I'm an atheist. That's kind of the whole thing.
Well, let me tell you, what makes you think this universe came together? Because energy cannot be created or destroyed. That's your own laws, right?
Yeah, so I think the universe is eternal. It has always existed.
We know it had a start. So
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. Have you not heard of the Big Bang Theory?
The Big Bang is not the start of the universe. It describes the expansion of the universe into the state that we currently see it, but it is not describing a supposed beginning of the entire universe. No, that is not correct.
No, what you just said is incorrect, actually. It's not the expansion of it. It explains a beginning of all matter as we know it, including energy.
Ozzy, no, it doesn't. Ozzy, no, it doesn't. I can tell you haven't even read a 6th grade science book because I am the worst at science, and I know that you're wrong.
You interrupt me just to say that stupid bullshit. Can I finish speaking?
Yeah, the Big Bang is not where matter was created. That's not at all what the Big Bang says, actually.
Well, I think we can both agree that no scientist actually knows how the universe begun. So you already are at a disadvantage.
Well, since I don't think that the universe began, I would agree that scientists would not know something that I don't think happened.
Yeah, but you don't have an answer. That's my point.
My answer is that it didn't have a beginning. That is my answer.
But you don't know. You still don't know anything about it. You just know that it exists, and you exist in such a tiny part of it. You don't know.
Yeah. So let's go through a couple of things. Do you think that energy can be created or destroyed?
I just told you the law, the Newton's law.
Yeah, I'm asking you to confirm. Can energy be created or destroyed?
Energy, unless there's an external force acting upon it, then no. Within our universe,
the external force is about inertia. Can energy be created or destroyed?
Well, I know where you're going with this. The idea of God is that there's an external force that can control what we believe is the universe. That's the whole point.
So we can throw out the laws that say that energy cannot be created or destroyed because God?
No, that applies to us because we live in the universe, this bubble that is tiny compared to the external force of God. So God, that does not apply to us.
Yeah, you're still saying we can just throw out the laws that we know because God?
I said the laws apply. They're true. In our universe, absolutely.
But if they applied, then energy would never have been created, so energy must have always existed. So you cannot both maintain that the laws apply and that energy was created.
No, you can say energy was created because it had a...
Okay, then the laws don't always apply. That's a
the
contradiction.
laws don't apply outside of our universe bubble as we know it, but it does apply within our universe.
Okay, how was energy created in our universe, but also outside of our universe?
Creator is able to create out of nothing. That's the entire point of God.
Okay, so again, now you're defaulting back to God can break the rules.
That's why he's God. Are you not following?
Praise God, Jesus Christ, Lord Almighty.
So you're special pleading because God. All right, that was easy.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. You know, I mean, when you are sitting here saying like God with such conviction, I thought the argument would be stronger. I don't know.
Do you have another argument to disprove God, or are you just gonna? Because I just explained it
Well,
to you.
you're just gonna continue special pleading, so there's not really any use. Because I could also do the same thing with time. By necessity, time must have always existed. It could not have been created. But you'll just say, "Well, God doesn't have to play by the rules." Blah blah blah. Okay, then I'll just say.
There you go. You're following.
And do you think that strengthens your argument, the fact that you're special pleading? Because what if I were then to say the rules that we've observed only apply within the universe itself and not to the creation of the universe, but it doesn't necessarily have to depend on a god? So it is possible that the universe created itself and the rules that we observed don't apply because it was a different situation because it was outside of the universe. What? So if we both just get to special plead and say that some force that breaks every known law of physics that we recognize like can create the universe however it wants, I'm just gonna say that the universe did it to itself.
All right. Well, we can agree to disagree. Let's talk about abortion.
Yeah, agree to disagree. And
also huge pivot out of nowhere. What the fuck?
I know.
Abortion has not been brought up once.
To that.
All right, so you're pro-life.
Let me come to abortion.
Sure,
you're
hold
gonna
on.
Be pro-life, and I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Here,
wait, you're pro-life? Because if you are, then I respect you. I'll tell you
Here,
that.
Ozzy, let me ask you this. We can talk about abortion if you can name 5 parts of the female reproductive system.
5 parts.
Without looking it up.
5 parts of what?
The female reproductive system without looking it up.
How does that improve my argument on abortion? I'm just curious.
Yeah. What sex would pregnancy apply to?
That's irrelevant. I wouldn't tell you the same thing about a guy. So what difference does that make? I don't know if reproductive shit's about fucking guys. So what does that matter? My knowledge of my biological knowledge. How does that impact my view
Because
of
if you
whether or
don't
not
even
to
know how
kill
it impacts the
babies?
person who gets pregnant, then you don't get to talk about it.
Yeah. If you
I
don't
just explained to you
even
that the knowledge of the biology of the human body does
fucking
not
Christ.
impact.
Okay. In what organ does a pregnancy mostly take place?
Again, biological knowledge has nothing to do. That's such a weak argument. That's such a dumb argument.
You don't
Ozzy,
even know
you've had an
that.
argument the entire time you've been up here, except
You don't know the most basic fact about pregnancy, and you expect us to have a conversation about abortion with you?
That's like saying, oh, you can't talk about murder because you don't know what the human body. Like, that's so retarded.
Okay,
Are you
well, we're not going to
familiar?
use slurs on here.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, no
Don't do
slurs.
that.
But imagine if instead, it'd be like me going on to a debate live about the Bible and being like, I don't have to know a single Bible verse to talk about what the Bible says.
That's what Christians do.
Thank you
Don't
for
ever
the
do that.
string. Yeah, the slur
That's
was
what
just...
Christians do.
I think the slur was just his get out of jail free card because he knew that he couldn't...
Was.
Yeah.
It was. They know they're going to get dropped if they do a slur. And so he knew he didn't know any of the female body parts. And then, like, his girlfriend was sitting behind him going, oh, my God, that's why you don't know where my clit is. And so he was like, shit, I got to get out of this. So he did a slur real quick so he could get off the live before
He legit
joined the
didn't
conversation.
know that... He doesn't know what a uterus is, and he's gonna try to educate us about abortion? Fuck no.
Right.
Like, what? It's
Crazy.
very, very relevant that you know even the most basic biological facts before you try to come in and have a debate that affects reproductive health, Ozzy. And I know you're still here because you're still requesting as if I'm gonna let you back up after you dropped a slur on my live. Fuck off. It's obvious that you knew that you were backed into a corner because you didn't know, like, the most basic facts. And so you decided to drop a slur, so you didn't have to actually argue about anything because you were embarrassed. And that's okay. You should be embarrassed by how little you know and the language that you use. You should be very embarrassed about it.
Yeah, like, to not know, I mean, it was bad enough that he didn't know the basic science, you know, of, like, the Big Bang Theory. I'm going to admit, I don't know shit, okay? I love listening to you talk. I love listening to Mezzo talk, but I'm not sciencey because, you know, I grew up in the public school system here in America. So, yeah, I didn't learn much in that system. But anyway, but he didn't know that, and then he didn't know the body. And so he has to just go like, oh, okay, let me say a slur. I'll get out of it.
Yeah, I use that, like, tell me the parts of the female reproductive system as a litmus test for abortion discussions because so far, only 2 men have ever passed it.
Okay, I have
Ain't
a
that
really
something?
good abortion argument. Do you want to hear my abortion argument? Okay, I should be able to have an abortion whenever I want because the Bible says that if your children are disobedient, you can unalive them. And if I'm telling that little fetus to get the fuck out of me and it disobeys me, then I should be able to unalive it, right?
Or God will let you have an abortion if you go and have an affair.
Oh, okay. I should do that.
That's
Oh,
in
like,
there.
If this will ever happen to me.
Technically.
Freaking 60. Okay. But, you know, if I was Sarah, it could happen to me.
But technically that, because there's the test of the bitter water, right? Where if you've been unfaithful, you're supposed to drink this bitter water that if you have been unfaithful would make your womb wither away or fall out, depending on the translation. Oh, thank you,
Speaking of
Windows
Fallout,
security.
yes, that is
Chaos, no
Fallout.
more guests
You guys
tonight,
are
thank
hearing.
you. So, if you wanted to have an abortion, just cheat on your spouse, I guess.
That's another option. That is another option. Or pretend you did, because remember, he only has to be jealous enough to think you have. Okay.
Yes, and
He
you
only
don't
has
want to
to,
outright lie because
assume-
lying's a sin. So you got to lead him to believe it. You're just gonna let him think maybe. maybe you committed adultery. This is the the progress on the bag I started making on.
That is so cute.
On Joel's live last night. I started it then. I'm gonna keep working on it. I like it so far.
Me too. I love it. Okay, listen, I know I owe you an interview. You guys are my next interview. I just have been recovering from this knee injury
take
thing.
care of your health.
So as soon as I deal with that a little bit more, I'm going to start scheduling them again, but I will get with you. You guys, T and Rat Soup are both going to be on my show, Decon Q&A with Crystal J, on a Sunday coming up after, what do you call ass now when you're doing it? I forgot what
Ram's ass.
Ram's ass. Okay, after Ram's ass one day, everybody will come over and we'll do
Mezzo said he was
Q&A.
definitely gonna come on Ram's ass tomorrow. So he was like really
There
excited
is a
to come on Ram's
California
ass.
meetup, but you guys, it's all booked up. I had to put the reservation in today, and so if you didn't get with me, I'm sorry. You'll have to do another meetup with us. But the one that we're doing next Saturday, we have everybody. You can DM me. I could see if I can squeeze you in. But right now, it looks like we're booked up.
Well, I look forward to being on your show. I know Joshua does as well. He's recovering still from his arm injury, so everyone's just getting hurt.
Did he get X-rays or anything? I mean, what was that? What happened?
Yeah, so he fell, tried to catch himself, and dislocated his elbow and broke his arm. So
oh my god,
we're waiting to get a CT scan, but he's in a sling and this like brace right now. He wasn't a cast, but they switched him over to a brace. So it's fun times over here at the Robot Soup household.
am so
but he did
sorry,
our
that
duo
sucks.
stream, which by the way, our clip talking with Rob the Street Preacher from our duo stream the other night is up on my YouTube now, so go take a look at that and my other VODs if you would like to. I'm slowly making my way towards being eligible for monetization, so let's see if we can get there, because that would be nice. Anything else you want to plug, Crystal? Because I got a long list.
Okay, the one thing I do want to plug is I do have a podcast. It's called Anti-Sermons, and we decenter the men, and we ask the women to step forward, and we are telling a sermon for every... Can you guys hear that?
Yes, but only faintly.
What? What? It won't shut up. I can't get it to shut up. Google, shut up. Shut up. I can't get it to stop. Okay, shut up. Jesus Christ. I don't know why I did that in the middle of me talking. Did I even say the word? I don't think I said that word that activates it. Anyway, I have a podcast called Anti-Sermons. It's about every woman, named or unnamed, in the Bible, chronologically and methodically. And you guys should check it out. Everywhere you used to listen to your sermons, you could listen to my Anti-Sermons.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, I've got a bunch of stuff I'm going to plug too as I'm wrapping up. You're welcome to stay, but if you don't just want to listen to me tell people to do things.
Here. I'm going to cheer you on.
Woo! All right. So if you have not followed already, what are you doing? I can see you. You think I can't? Oh, covering the camera won't help. Anyway, follow me on TikTok if you haven't already. Go subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. Check out the VODs that I have posted there. You can also join my Discord server at my Linktree. You know where to find that. The VOD for this will be posted soon on YouTube, and I'll be posting some clips on the Tickety Talks. Make sure you come check out me and Godless Engineer on Friday, this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, when we are going to be on Truth Wanted. I am very, very excited. It is my first episode, and I really want them to invite me back. So please try to help me with that. So we are going to go over to Thinker's Live and tell Thinker hello. And genuinely don't say anything weird because Thinker and I aren't as close as me and Joel or Mezzo, so we can't say weird shit to Thinker, okay? I know I usually say don't say weird shit, and I mean it in a funny way, but this time we're just gonna be very polite and encouraging of Thinker's Live, okay? I think the username is it's N Growth, right? That's Thinker's user?
Yes, it is. And,
Wonderful.
you know, Thinker and I are friends, so I'm going to say weird shit, but Thinker will know what it means.
Good. Okay. Crystal is allowed to say weird shit and nobody else. I will see you all over there, and make sure you tune in tomorrow at noon Eastern for Ram's Ass with a special guest from Mezzo who promised that he was going to come all over the show. All right. Have a good evening,
That's
y'all.
going to be great. Bye.
Bye.